Hey everybody, how are y'all? Happy Wednesday. It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley, and today we are here to discuss The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 6, Episode 12. And before we get into it, let me just say I'm seeing your comments in the chat, and I agree with y'all. I feel like I don't know what's going on with Salt Lake City, but it's not giving me the same energy as seasons 4 and 5. Like they started off strong, but in this middle part, they're kind of flailing. I don't know what's going on. But I agree with y'all. I think if Heather and Whitney don't cut this whole thing out of trying to get the group against certain people, the show's just going to flounder. So yeah, I need them to get back on track. I agree with one of y'all who said Angie K is not really giving us much, and she's not. And Angie K usually gives, but this season we haven't really gotten much. It's been a lot of talk about wanting dual citizenship, being because she's Greek. And that's nothing really has happened. We had that small altercation argument with Mary, they made up, and it hasn't been much. But Salt Lake City, we need some tweaks because this ain't it. The last 10 minutes of this episode, we have got to let the mouse go because I don't want to keep rehashing an incident that we did not get to see. Let this be the final time we hear about Meredith and her supposed crash out on the plane. If Bravo's not going to release the footage, then I can't find an F to give, respectfully. I'm over it. Okay? Hey, y'all. Yeah, honey, I'm just like, we need to move on from this. Unless they release the footage, I just really can't find it in me to care that much. So them going around and around the mulberry bush about an incident that we didn't get to see, no thank you. But yeah, guys, let's get right on into this recap. I have a little bit to say. I don't know how long this recap is going to be, so it might be an hour, it might be two. Who knows, right? The way this episode went, it might be 45 minutes. All right? Yes, no footage, don't care. Exactly. All right, we all see each other. So anyhow, we open up the episode with Bronwyn. She's picking Todd up from the airport. We learned last season when Bronwyn first joined the show that she likes to pick Todd up in a costume. So she's in a sloth costume. Now, I wrote in my notes, is this her attempt at foreplay? I don't know. Girl, I guess. I mean, if that's how you want to use your free will, showing up in a costume with a marriage that appears to be kind of dead on its last leg, then so be it. God bless. So anyhow, we do see Todd attempting to seem like a caring, fun husband. He's like, oh, you're dressed as a sloth today. How are you? I just said, Todd, even him trying is still painful to watch, okay? So one of y'all has me screaming with your comment. Yes, you said it was cringe and weird. Yes, I agree. So, they're on their way home and Bronwyn's asking him how was his flight. So Todd says, it was good. I read some stuff. I watched some stuff. And I said, I'm sure you did watch some stuff like you did on the last flight. You were looking at other women. I'm sure you probably had a privacy screen this time around. You had the brightness turned all the way down just in case, and you were watching some stuff. I said, I'm sure he was looking at some stuff. A mess. Yeah, exactly. Watched what, Todd? You already know what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say it. Let's not start. We are 4 minutes in. Don't do it, okay? No, why did you have to go say it? Why did y'all have to go say it? Y'all know y'all, we are only 4 minutes in, guys, okay? Y'all have me screaming. So Bronwyn says, I'm still irritated with Todd. And I think that us having issues is not indicative of having a bad marriage. Now, we all know any relationship is going to have their ups and downs. But in your case, I wouldn't consider cheating or whatever Todd is doing. I would not consider that to be just a regular down. Also, it's apparent that Todd does not respect you. as a wife, as a woman, the way you kowtow to him, the way you're always so nervous talking to him in that baby voice, like you're scared, like he's your father and not your husband. There is definitely an uneven distribution of the power in that household. I don't know. I don't see a husband and wife. I don't. But you want to pretend like it's a great marriage, then so be it. But I don't see it. So Bronwyn goes on to say that, Todd and I are married and I choose to be married to him all the time. And we do have wonderful things in our marriage. Unfortunately, Bronwyn, unless production is petty, I have not seen the happy moments in your marriage. When you guys hosted that couples trip last season, you guys both looked miserable. And you were both making those horrible self-deprecating jokes saying, your marriage is just like this trip is dry and stale and miserable. Girl, y'all don't look happy. And you can say what you want. Body language does not lie. That's not a happy marriage to me, in my humble opinion. I saw a happy marriage growing up. So forgive me if I'm not on board with, because they're married, that they're automatically happy. No, I don't see two happily married people. I feel like Bronwyn is trying to convince herself that everything is fine when she knows deep down in her soul it's not. But again, I digress. Okay. Yes, we the people would like to see it because y'all look miserable. Yes. Okay, we see each other, y'all. Name one wonderful thing. Exactly. Exactly. You said, does he have teeth? I never seen him smile. Y'all have me screaming. So Todd's asking her how was her week while he was gone. And Bronwyn says that her week was not that good. She got in some big trouble. He's like, what did you do? So she says, remember how you advised me before you left? Remember what you advised me to do before you left? And Todd says, yeah, not get involved in that whole plane situation. And Bronwyn says, well, yeah, I got involved. She says, I was trying to do the right thing. And now I have Whitney mad at me because I told Meredith what she said. So then she says that she's bummed because now Whitney doesn't trust her and she's upset about that. Again, Bronwyn, you brought that on yourself. Nobody told you to run your mouth to Meredith. In my opinion, we know how messy Whitney is. Whitney would have told Meredith what she said to her face. You didn't need to be the middleman. And now here you are all messed up. So she says, so Todd says, y'all all need to sit down, have a kumbaya, and everybody apologize because you guys all have stuff on each other. So Bronwyn says that she wants to, she has an idea to celebrate her citizenship. We found out in the last episode that she wasn't born a U.S. citizen. She was born in Brazil, I believe. So she says to celebrate her U.S. citizenship, she wants to host a Boston Spill the Tea party. So Todd's like, oh, okay, that actually sounds fun. And Bronwyn says, I think that the group needs a reset. So, we're going to see how that goes later on in the episode. So now we jump to Whitney. Whitney's at home. She's sitting down on the back, on her back porch, has a drink in hand. And it's clear that something is obviously on her mind. She looks very melancholy, very sad. She's pondering on something. Something is really on her mind, right? So her husband, Justin, comes out to join her. He has a drink in his hand. And he's like, okay, how is it going? So Whitney says, it's going and flowing, but it's going. And there's some tension between them, right? So let me just stop here. Whitney, this was actually one of your best scenes in a long time. We rarely, not since season 1, we have not gotten a real storyline from you. If you would stop meddling and stop throwing rocks and hiding your hands and stop being a troublemaker, if you stop being the Ashley Darby of SLC, you could actually get somewhere. This was a very compelling scene. It was actually your realest and rawest moment. I said more of this and less of whatever else you have going on, because this scene, like I said, was your best. I was invested in what was going on. So yeah, it was actually interesting and very vulnerable. I agree. Whitney was finally being real. Exactly. So Justin's asking, what is she thinking about? What's on her mind? And Whitney says, I just saw a large transfer of money from our bank account to one of our vendors, and that hurt. So Justin says, listen, we need to make things right to the people that we owe money to. And I said, now, Whitney, how are you mad that Justin is doing the right thing? Justin is right in this instance because you should make things right. If you owe vendors money, if you owe ex-employees money, pay them. People have bills too. They have mortgages and rents and car notes and the light bill and American Express to pay. Don't hold up people's money. So yes, the fact that he wants to make things right and end things on a clean note and clear his conscience and his, have a clean slate, that's good business. That's good character. So I don't know why you're hurt that he's doing the right thing by paying people who used to work for you. That's the right thing to do. And you don't want folks to have ill will, especially when it comes to money. Do right by people. So yeah, I was here for it. So now Whitney says, it just sucks because my intuition going into all this was not to do it, and I did not listen. So we find out that Whitney took her cosmetic line, Wild Rose Beauty, and merged it into a new entity with Justin. Now, side note, I forgot all about Wild Rose Beauty. We heard about it maybe in seasons 1 and 2. And then all of a sudden, Miss Mamas started talking about jewelry. So forgive me, because I thought that Wild Rose Beauty went defunct a long time ago. The woman never talks about her beauty line. So I'm just like, you know what, Whitney? There wasn't any buzz for Wild Rose Beauty in the first place, and you left it for dead. So, I was confused by it, right? So she says, unfortunately, that was a bad decision. Right now, she's fighting to get out of ownership of the company. She's trying to get her name off of it, and she's fighting to get her biggest asset back, which is the Wild Rose name, brand, and inventory. So, honey, I guess it's a whole legal mess. She's all tied up. So Whitney says, I don't feel like I was being told the truth. Justin says, neither was I. So Whitney says, I would have never effing done this. She says that her vision was to always go into Sephora, Ulta, and Target and get Justin away from being in the MLM. We know that he used to. Now, hold on. There was a story out, some allegations in season 2, I believe, that Justin had been in trouble with the law for some MLM schemes or something like that. So I don't know. Let me know if you guys remember that. But a story had broken out early on about Justin being caught up or tied up in some MLM scheme. Just a mess. But it sounds like they bypassed being in stores to do the multi-level marketing with Justin, and that flopped severely. Now I feel like, who does MLMs anyway? Like, is that even a thing nowadays? But I don't know. Either way, it was a flop, a mess. Okay, yes. He was involved in a scammy MLM. Yes. Okay, thank you. I remember that. It was like a whole investigation. And you know what's so funny? They swept that under the rug, because any other time they would bring that up if this was anybody else. But when it came to Whitney and Justin, they swept that under the rug. We didn't hear about that. You have to sell to be in Sephora. Who is buying Wild Rose? My exact thoughts. Whitney was too busy trying to expose Mary to avoid us talking about her business. Oh, yes. Yes, he was. They didn't talk much about it. They didn't talk about it at all. I feel like there was some mention of it, and then it was just like, nope, everybody shut up, don't say anything. You know what it was? It was her talking about Mary, and then don't forget Jen Shah being arrested. That took off the attention, that took the heat off of her and Justin's nonsense. So she got off scot-free because of Jen Shah and her crimes. That's why we didn't talk about it. So Whitney says her the week that we made the decision to go the MLM route, that was the week that I had just met with the buyer of Sephora to get Wild Rose Beauty in the stores. Now, here's my 2 cents. I don't know if that's a great idea. In my opinion, I don't feel like it's a good idea to go into business with your spouse. On top of that, I'm not turning down my line being in Sephora over trying to do an MLM. No, thank you. I'll pass on that. I feel like MLMs were big back in the day, but it's not the same. We're not in the same time right now in the 2020s. So I'm just kind of like, girl, you messed up because you want to blame this all on Justin, but you weren't using your head, because there's no way that I'm passing up being in Sephora or Ulta or Target or wherever. Well, no, we don't F with Target, so respectfully, not Target, but I'm not going to pass up the chance of being in Sephora or Ulta over trying to do some MLM, which your husband has been busted for scams. So again, that's on you, girl. That's your bad. Okay. Yeah, I would not be doing business with my spouse either. Exactly. So now she says, you all flashed numbers in front of me, and I felt like I had no other choice, and I did it because I trust you, and I'm really mad at myself. Again, that's why God gave us, especially women, intuition. You know in your heart when something does not sound right. And I would have trusted, I would have went with my first mind. And I would have said, Justin, I love you, but I'm going to pass on this. I need to do what's for me. I'm going to go with Sephora, period. I would not have gone with my husband, who's been in failed MLM schemes. No shade. That was on her. Justin was looking at her like, are you really blaming it on me? Exactly. You said you do business with your spouse, but no MLM. Okay. You can see her resentment all over her face. Exactly. She basically did a Robin, missed a good opportunity. Yes, always go with your intuition. Exactly. Another man bringing his wife down. Child. So Whitney says, this was the first time you ever believed that Wild Rose Beauty could go to the next level if I did things your way. So now she starts crying, and Whitney says, I was asking for your help for years. Did you want to be a part of it? Help me, work with me. When we first met, but before we got married, we worked so well together. But I said, Whitney, when you guys met 17 years ago, you were involved in MLMs too. And then on top of that, he was your boss. And then let's also talk about this for a minute. Why are you begging your husband to be a part of your business in the first place? Like, I don't understand that. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Okay, we're back. But yeah, I just feel like that was a train wreck, like y'all said. I don't understand why she thought that she needed Justin. And here's my thing. Why was she so pressed for Justin to work with her? Like, I'm confused. And I feel like if I saw that my husband was involved in some MLM scheme that didn't work out and he was being investigated years before, why would I trust that he could take my business to the next level anyway? Like, I'm just not understanding her logic. I feel like Whitney wanted so badly for them to work together, and now she wants to blame it all on him because things went bust. But I feel like, Whitney, take some ownership on your own, because you bypassed your own logic and your own intuition for whatever reason. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just a Sephora part, but something about this was still giving me fake storyline. I mean, you know what? We never really know with Whitney, so you could be right about it. I do want to know more, and I hope that Andy goes on to ask her more questions at this reunion. Now, a quick side note, they're filming the SLC reunion tomorrow. They just asked on social media to send in questions. I'm going to keep saying it. They need to go back to the old days where they would film the reunions 2 weeks before the finale. Why are we filming the reunions 8 weeks in advance? We're not getting the SLC reunion until, I want to say, early February, end of January. We are still in the first week of December. Why are y'all filming the reunion now? It's so frustrating. And then so much happens. It's like, I don't get it. But yeah, I hope that Andy does ask questions tomorrow at the reunion about Whitney and the whole Sephora deal and why, like what the ins and outs about the deal were. Yes, exactly. You can't play smart and stupid at the same time. Child, a whole new year. Exactly. Yes. Yes, I've always felt that way. And they used to do that. I remember they used to film them right when the finale aired, or like the week before the finale aired. Now we're getting them around like episode 11 or 12. And we still have 6 more episodes to go. We still haven't even gone on the big cast trip yet. Ciao. You said you sent your question in. I asked if Heather has a shrine of Lisa in the basement of Beauty Lab. This season still has enough episodes to last until February. Well, yeah, because remember, during the holiday time, like Christmas and New Year's, they are not going to give us new episodes. So because of that break, we're going to have to wait for the new episodes in January. So yeah, child, Bravo will stretch out a season, honey. So you'll get a season that starts in September and it won't end until February. So now Whitney starts sobbing and she says, you know, you tell me that you had the chance to take my baby to the next level. And you even said, let's make this company $1 billion company. That's why I ultimately said yes to you, because I felt like if we work together, we can't fail. So Justin's like, well, I don't know what else to say other than I'm sorry for even getting involved in it. And Whitney says, okay, but I think what you're missing is, as much as I don't want to resent you, it's hard to separate you from the business. So now the producer's asking Whitney, does she feel like there's been a change in her marriage because of this? So Whitney says, in the beginning, when it was all crumbling, Justin and I did get closer. But right now, I'm struggling because separation from the business and the marriage has become one. And now I don't know what to think. I don't know how to feel. So pretty much, yes, it has affected her marriage. So Justin says, obviously, I feel the resentment. I made the mistake. And I definitely get what you're saying about the belief in your business. He goes on to say, I always thought and knew that your business would be successful. I thought that we could work. I thought we could work together. So Whitney says, besides you and our kids, that business was my everything. And now it's gone. Whitney, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm sorry, Miss Mamas. Next time, listen to your intuition, listen to your gut, and do not force something if it does not feel right. That's a life lesson for everybody. Please go with your first mind. If something does not feel right, if you feel led to go over here and not over there, go with your first mind. Stop second guessing yourself. Stop thinking that, stop doubting yourself. Stop fearing. Go with your gut. Go with your gut. Even, I don't care if it's a parent telling you something else, a friend, a lover, a husband, a spouse, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, listen to your gut, okay? Your gut will not steer you wrong. And unfortunately, I understand her resentment towards Justin, but ultimately, Whitney, you didn't listen to your intuition. Something told you it wasn't a good idea to do this with your husband. You did it anyway. I don't think it's fair for you to put all the blame on him, in my humble opinion. Maybe I'm being, maybe I'm being harsh, but I just don't feel like it's fair when she was getting signs and wonders and visions to go and follow her gut. Just saying. Yes, Whitney wanted to be like Lisa and work with her spouse. It backfired. I think they both of them to blame because Justin did not want to do it until he was pushed into it. Yes. And another thing too. Yes, let's call it out. I think that Justin also, he didn't trust his gut either. There was a reason why he kept getting that gut feeling to not work with his wife, because it was telling him, steer clear of this, don't do it, it's going to F everything up. And now look what's happened. So again, y'all, when you get that tiny voice telling you don't do something or go here or do this instead, listen to it. Don't second guess yourself. Just a mess. Hey, sweet honey X, thank you for the super chat. They are even now because I remember Justin got Whitney fired. Oh, Whitney got Justin fired from his original job. He could have resented her for that too. Oh, yes. Let's talk about that quickly. I remember, when that scene where they were doing that sexy mud wrestling in season 2 and he got fired for that. I always felt that he did hold resentment because of the show getting him fired. And that was a really good position. He was like the CFO of a company making good money. And then all of it became on her back to be the breadwinner since he was out, he was unemployed. So yeah, I do feel like they are even. It's tit for tat. And I do wonder if he still has lingering resentment about that. That happened like what, 3 years ago? Yes, the sexy mud scene. But in all seriousness though, and I said this to Whitney, um, I said this to Whitney, what was this, like a few weeks ago? I said, Whitney girl, if you don't open up a pole studio, like that's really hot. It's fun. It's a great workout. It's sexy. I just feel like, and she's really good at it too. Whitney could make bank if she would open up a pole studio. Stop with all these businesses. Girl, we don't want your jewelry. And it's no shade, sis. It's no shade, but we don't want your jewelry. And we don't want your makeup. We don't want your skincare. When you and Heather were beefing in season 3, and Heather was like, "Girl, that's why everybody at Beauty Lab, your skincare is still collecting dust because nobody wants it." So I don't know if the cosmetics arena and the skincare arena, I don't know if that's your lane. Stick to pole dancing. You can make so much money off of that. That's such a good idea. I don't know. It's just. I mean, her check is nice. Whitney's making probably 4 or 5, or well, she is an OG, so maybe she's making 6. But Whitney's making great money on Bravo. But I feel like her time would be better served, and she could make even more money, and she would stop playing around and open up a pole studio. Do a pole studio, and then you could also host some underground swingers sex parties. Like, girl, make your money. There is money to be made. Like, that is your lane. Know what you're good at and go stay in your lane. I don't look at Whitney and see skincare makeup guru, and she's a beautiful woman, but when I look at her, I my first thought is, I want to know how to work the pole the way she does, because she does a great job. That's what I think about when I think of Whitney. I don't think of skincare and makeup. I don't. Yes, the girls always want to do the wrong thing. Whitney wants to be Mary Kay. Exactly. She needs to be Uncle Clifford. Exactly. I don't know. Yes, instead of Wild Rose, she should sell roses. No, for real. Like, that would be more her lane. A sex toy line. I think Whitney needs to go into that. I think the sex industry, adult toys, pole dancing, maybe underground parties for folks who are about that lifestyle. That she'd make so much money. She would make so much money. So, do you watch P Valley on Stars? That's who Uncle Clifford is. It's a really good show. Yes, pole dancing workout, something like that. Yes, I think a sex toy line, pole dancing, that's right up her alley. She'd make bank. All right. So we can skip over Heather's scene. God bless. Congratulations to her daughter for she was going to, I think, a school in Tampa. Cute scene. I don't have much commentary for it. Let's skip right past it. Okay. Now, Bronwyn and Muzzy. Y'all know how I feel about Muzzy. So the scenes with Muzzy are always tough for me, because I'm like, y'all know, and we all feel the same way. Like, I don't see it for Muzzy at all. I'm always like, Bronwyn, we don't need your mother on our screens. Respectfully. Yes, Muzzy wears me out. Same here. So Bronwyn's at home. Her mom is with her. And Bronwyn says she's a big supporter of the LGBTQIA community, and she was horrified when there was a passing of a law in Utah that said that pride flags could not be hung up or displayed on any government buildings. So she says, as an ally to the community, she thought that she would show support by making sure that every non-government building in Utah displays a pride flag, right? Very sweet, very lovely. And one thing about Bronwyn, I don't see it for Miss Mamas, really. I think that Bronwyn has some stuff with her, but she really is an ally to the community. And this was very sweet for her to do, right? So she says that her and her mom have made several trips to the sex store for pride flags. We see Muzzy we see the flashback of a few days ago, and they're in the sex shop. And baby, when I tell you, Muzzy looked all out of sorts. Her and those eyebrows got to going. You see vibrators and dildos, all that stuff, right? So her mom is like, some things in here I just don't understand. I said, girl, we know. maybe if you understood some stuff, you might be a little bit happier. Your disposition might be, you might have a smile. And then Bronwyn says, I might buy you something. I'll get you a device so that way you can Google it. I said, honey, she needs to use it. Buy. Here you go. So we come back to Bronwyn at the house, and she says, Muzzy, you coming to do this with me is a big deal. I know this is not how you feel politically about stuff like this, and I know it's hard for you. And I said, the way Bronwyn put her mom on blast, she said, yes, I know you're a homophobe, but I appreciate you for doing this anyway. I said, whack her again. So now you could tell that Muzzy's a bit nervous about the reception of how she's acting on screen, because the way she said, well, as long as it helps you, I don't care. As long as it's not a strip show, that might cross the line there. But, I don't mind doing this for you. I don't mind doing this with you, right? So she says, I love doing crazy things that I normally wouldn't do on my own. She says, I don't worry so much about what people think about me anymore like I used to. She says, I'm all grown up now. I want to stop right here. I think it's really sad that folks allow what other people think about them to consume their entire lives. And I think it's even more pathetic that Muzzy is just now becoming carefree at the ripe old age of 85. Like, that's damn near your whole entire life. Listen, y'all, you know what one of the best things I've ever heard, I forgot who said it, but when I tell you I wrote it down, the best thing I ever heard, well, one of the best pieces of advice I ever heard was, you have got to stop caring about what people think about you. In 100 years from now, you and all your haters are going to be dead, and it's not going to matter. When you really think about that, when you really put that in perspective, you really will be like, you know what? Why am I not living for myself? You have got to stop caring so much. Obviously, be considerate. You don't want to be out here just being an asshole. But if you're consumed by what people think about you, you will never get anything done. You won't accomplish anything. You won't follow your dreams. You won't be happy, because somebody's always going to think something. We see it on here. You have folks mad at me. There are some people who just are not going to like you. There are some things that whatever I say, whatever I do, there's always going to be some weirdo, some troll, and you can't let that consume your life. And apply that in your life too. Stop worrying about what folks think about you. It's true. 100 years from now, you and all your haters will be dead. So is it going to matter? Okay. Yes. I think it's really sad that some folks wait until old age, until they're almost off the planet, to finally be carefree. That's a very sad way to live. And I refuse, because I think about, if I had let what people think about me consume me, I wouldn't have done or accomplished half of the things that I've accomplished in my life. So yeah. All right, honey, stop caring. And I feel sorry for Muzzy. I feel sorry for Muzzy and Bronwyn, a hot mess. Child, wait, what happened? Was there another one, Jameer? Was there another troll in here that you had to kick out? Oh, well, okay, good. Jameer kicked somebody out just now. Okay, thank you, Jameer. Thank you, honey. Look, when I tell you, Jameer be getting them before I can even see them. All right. So Bronwyn says, do I have to wait until I'm 80 to be grown up? Because I very much still worry about what other people think of me. And then Muzzy says, well, no, maybe at 60, you might break, you might be free from what people think about you, and you're almost there. I said, again, I feel like that's kind of sad if it takes you that long to stop caring. Like, I really do. I really do. Don't wait. Okay. So Bronwyn says, again, I still worry very much about what people think about me. I worry about what you think about me. And Bronwyn, that's your problem. And you listen, I don't mean to get so preachy, but I get upset when I see like grown adults still worrying about what their parents think about them. Like, yes, I love my parents. They were great parents. But obviously, they have not always agreed with every choice, every decision, right? And it is what it is. You can't be consumed by what your parents think. Like, you can't. You cannot. People who live their lives to please their parents, I could never. But my personality is different too, though. Like, I was always very much like, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I've always been like that. So it wouldn't have mattered if they cared or not. But I feel sorry for people who care so much about what their parents think. You can't live like that. Like, you're grown. Do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, God bless. And I just feel like I especially am confused as to how you care so much about a parent who's been horrible to you. The way Muzzy treated Bronwyn growing up and when she had Gwen, I'm like, girl, I'm confused as to how you could care about what your mom thinks. She treated you horribly. Her treatment of you has been abysmal. She's been horrible to you. So, like, I wish I would care. I wish I would care about what Muzzy thought. I don't care. I said, honey, listen, y'all already know I was going to be fired up when we got to this scene. So now Bronwyn says, and I didn't like how Muzzy was like, well, I think you should care to a certain extent, though. I said, Muzzy, again, it would have been you and I, because what do you mean I should care about what you think? I don't. Like, I've told my parents, like, I love y'all down. But if you don't approve of something or whatever, it's just going to have to be what it's going to be. I can't live for, and they don't want me to live for their approval. You know what I'm saying? My dad didn't, God rest his soul. My mom lets me be me, right? So I couldn't do that. That's suffocating. And Muzzy has no right when she treated her daughter horribly. So stop. So now Bronwyn says, in the past, you and I struggled because I was making choices that you didn't agree with, and you were very vocal about it. I said, Bronwyn, that's putting it nicely. Your mother was nasty. The things that your mother did and said, not buying you any baby shower gifts just because you had your daughter before you were married. She bought your sister's baby shower presents, but not you. Didn't even throw you a baby shower. She was alluding to putting your daughter in foster care, having your daughter taken away from you. Girl, are you kidding me? She was more than vocal about it. She was straight. That's vile. That is vile. So now you could tell that Muzzy looked really uncomfortable during this conversation. She looked embarrassed, in my opinion. So Muzzy's like, well, yeah, I told you that I learned my lesson. So now Bronwyn says, we've moved past it, but it's funny to me that the thing you were most upset about, me having Gwen, is now the thing that you love the best about me, and that's Gwen. So Muzzy says, well, I have to say, you've been a great mom to Gwen. So I was shocked that Muzzy actually found it in her heart to compliment her daughter, because it's been years of verbal abuse. Just a mess. So now Bronwyn starts crying because she's shocked to hear that too. So now Muzzy says, you should be proud of what you're doing because you're doing a great job. I said, now this might be cynical of me. Maybe I'm reading too deeply into it, but let me know if I'm alone in this thought process. Personally, I feel like Muzzy thought about that conversation that they had a few weeks ago or a few months ago in episode 4. And Bronwyn probably said, Mom, when they play it back on air, you will be ripped alive. And I feel like now the mom wants to backtrack and be the sweet mother now because she's afraid of what we're saying about her. Because I'm like, all of a sudden her mom does a 180. She went from very, just nasty to now she's, a sweet mom complimenting her daughter. I said, that's a very sudden change if you ask me. Yes, Muzzy does not want the smoke from us. Muzzy knows she's a bad parent. She's jealous of Bronwyn and Gwen's relationship. Yes. Yes, Muzzy looked like she could not even get the words out at first. Seemed like it was a struggle for her. Yes. She said what happened. She saw what happened to Reba on Beverly Hills. Oh, yes. She's definitely backtracking for sure. Definitely got that vibe too. Yes. Okay. Mama Joyce would never. Oh, yeah. Muzzy would never see me cry. That's an enemy right there. Okay. Listen. Okay. I think the cameras were keeping that heat on Muzzy and she knew to throw a bone to Bronwyn. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I feel the same way. I said, since when does somebody change so drastically like that? In my opinion, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, but I was shocked to see that Muzzy was all complimentary to her daughter. So Bronwyn is sobbing. She cannot believe this. And Muzzy says, you should be proud of what you're doing. You're doing a great job. So Bronwyn says, oh my gosh, I needed to hear that. So Bronwyn says, I've always wanted you to be proud of me. I always wanted you to think that I'm doing something worthwhile. So Muzzy says, I am proud of you. So Bronwyn, is still sobbing. She's just in shock that she's hearing her mom pay her a compliment. And Bronwyn says, I know you're not the first person to dole out compliments, so this means a lot to me. So Muzzy says, well, I don't know how to say that because it's not that I don't mean it or I don't think about it, but my parents were the same way. I knew they loved me, but they always expected more. And I'm the same way too. If you've been a long-time subscriber, if you've been here for at least 2 years, a year and a half, you've heard me speak about my opinions on family dynamics. You've heard me speak about my family. I came from a very loving, affectionate family, right? Like I heard I love you every day. When I woke up in the morning for school, when I came home from school, before, tucked into bed, very loving, affectionate. I'm proud of you. You're beautiful. You're smart. You can do whatever you want to do. Very encouraging family, right? So it's a very foreign thing to me to hear that other people did not grow up like that. That's one thing I cannot wrap my head around, because my thing is like, how do you see your child and you don't want to tell them you love them? And folks have gotten mad at me, but I will stand. This is a hill that I will gladly die on. Okay. Kids need to hear that. That's a big part of development. And that's why I feel like I'm the person that I am today, because I had positive reinforcement growing up and I still have that. I think that folks downplay the importance of telling your kids that you love them. They need to hear that. I don't believe in all that. Well, they know. No. You need to hear that. You need to hear that. I think that we have too many adults who are out here having children who do not need to be parents. And, I know that's controversial to say, but I'm going to stand 10 toes down in it. I really hope that if there is somebody watching me and they don't hear that, or they're a parent and they don't say to their kids, I hope that you start saying that to your kids. It's important. Kids need to hear that. You need to hear that. You need to see that. Like, I don't know. I can't wrap my head around that. Like, how can you not tell your child that you're proud of them and you love them? Like, families not hugging each other. I can't imagine. Like, I can't. That's foreign to me. Yes, it creates a safe foundation where there is an expression of love. Yes, they always need that. You do need reassurance. It's true. It's true. It's very true. People that downplayed are people who did not receive it. Yes. Oh, absolutely. I know that that's because the pushback that I've gotten from certain friends who didn't get it growing up, and they see me and my family, and it's, there's still a lot. There's some pain there, and they get upset if I'm like, you never heard that? And they try to say, oh, it's not important. You don't need that. I'm like, no, if you do have kids, I hope that you don't repeat the cycle. Child. Yes, you're 100% correct. I'm a mom of 2 sons and they're both over 18. I tell them I love them literally every day. I know that's right. Exactly. I tell my kids I love them 20 times a day because I was never told it or hugged. I'm glad to hear that you tell your kids that. And I'm sorry that you didn't get that growing up. Children will seek that affection and validation outside the home if they don't have it. It's true. It's true. I heard I was loved every once in a while and hugs were infrequent. Now I don't particularly like being touched a lot. I'm really sorry to hear that. And that's why I noticed that's why Bronwyn doesn't like being hugged, because when her mom, when she kept crying and she said, "Oh, thank you so much, Muzzy, for saying that," and then her mom says, "Well, I would hug you, but I know you don't like being touched." And then Bronwyn said, "Yeah, I'm really prickly, like I'm super prickly, like yeah, I'm like I don't like to be touched or whatever." And if you notice, like even at like BravoCon or fan events, she doesn't really want anybody to like hug her. I'm like, damn, but yeah, child, it I feel like that your upbringing really does shape you. It shapes you more than you know. I tell my nieces and nephews I love them all the often. If they don't know nothing else, they know Auntie Kristen and K Matt thinks they're amazing. Oh, I love that. I love that. You said a lot of people you knew. I didn't think it was that important because I didn't grow up like that. I understand now that it's vital for children. It's very vital. And I'm well, thank you for sharing your story. And I'm sorry to hear that. But no, I'm glad that you understand that it's very vital for children. The whole Muzzy thing is quite triggering, not going to lie. I'm sorry to hear that. And you deserved better. Listen, I will always tell y'all, if you grew up with a mother, father, they were not there, deadbeat parents, parents were horrible. Please know my heart goes out to you. And I get so passionate about that. I guess I'm angry on your behalf. Okay. I am angry on your behalf because you deserve better. And if nobody told you that they love you, I love you. Okay. So I hope I can give you something, but y'all will be here all day. But I just have very strong thoughts on that whole topic about like families and the dynamics, and y'all will be here all day. Yes, Bronwyn being prickly is a dead giveaway that there was a lack of love in the home. Yes, yes, it's very true. Muzzy trying to force a redemption arc in the last quarter, not buying it. Okay, wait a second. See, and I wasn't moved by this scene either. I'm so happy to know that I'm not cold because I was not moved by this either. I said, honey, this is 39 years too late. Bronwyn is almost 40 years old. You're trying to make it for lost time. This was a nice attempt, but girl, stop. I think that Bronwyn told her off camera, "Hey, mom, you're going to come across looking crazy. They're going to eat you up." And us viewers did eat her up when we saw that scene a few months ago. So I think that the mom is trying to save face now. I think it's a bit too late, in my opinion. Okay. No, I try. Like I know I'm very passionate about that. I really am. I can go on and on about it for days if you let me. I didn't hear it often. I think that made me more direct and sometimes hardened with people as an adult. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, see, like, and that's why it's important because you see how it shapes you as an adult. You know what I'm saying? But just so you know, it's not your fault. It is not your fault. I just child, y'all, my heart just goes out to y'all. It really does. Yes, it's true. When you show genuine love from those who haven't received it, they react suspicious when they haven't received it. Very true. You said you're a sucker because I was believing her. No, you're not a sucker. You just want to see the good in her. But I think because, like, once my mind is kind of made up on somebody, it's really hard for me to change it sometimes. Sometimes I can be like that. But I just feel like because Bronwyn has so many issues due to her upbringing and the magnitude of how vile her parents treated her because she was pregnant out of wedlock, I'm just not, I just really can't soften up and believe that all of a sudden, 39 years later, now mama has a change of heart and wants to be the best mom ever. And I also feel like you're finally figuring this out at 80, 85. It's like you caused your daughter so much emotional pain for all these years. I need more than just an I'm sorry and I'm proud of you all these years later. I don't know. I'm just Child. But I was it was funny to me when I thought it was interesting when her mom said, obviously the way we parented you didn't work out for you, so you obviously broke the cycle with your daughter. Like, great job. And she said, you always told Gwen that you're the smartest, you're the best thing in the world. Like, I'm not sure. And I said, Muzzy, what are you not sure about? The way Bronwyn is parenting Gwen, that's how you should parent your child. You should be their biggest supporter. What are you talking about? You're not sure. You see your daughter's left with all these damages from the way you parented her, which was a piss poor job. So what are you talking about? I'm really not sure about all that. Girl, that's how you should have parented Bronwyn. Quiet as it's kept. She wouldn't have these issues now had you done a better job. I was annoyed I was so irritated when she said that. But Muzzy says, but Gwen is well-rounded and she gets that all from you. So Bronwyn is just reiterating how happy she is to finally hear some words of encouragement and love from her mother for the first time ever. I said, God bless. Again, respectfully, we have 6 more episodes to go. I don't need to see Muzzy anymore. Let this be the last time. I don't need to see her. I don't. You said, I'm happy Bronwyn got to hear this too, though. She needs it. You said Musty likely doesn't have many years. Child. Listen, I'm going to say this. That was the only good takeaway from that scene, was the fact that it did heal something in Bronwyn. Like, if Muzzy never says it to her again, which she probably won't. This is like a once in a lifetime thing. But I'm glad that Bronwyn got something from that. I hope it healed something. I hope it did, because the way Bronwyn was sobbing because she needed that. So that's the only plus side, that Muzzy finally said something loving to her daughter. Child. She didn't seem authentic with those accolades. Child. Honey, I guess in cases like these, you have to take what you can get. And Bronwyn needed it. And it's on record that she did compliment her daughter. So, yeah, but I don't need to see Muzzy anytime soon. Let this be the last episode, because she vexes my spirit. She really does. That conversation from episode 4, I still can't get past that. That was one of the saddest things I've ever watched on reality television. That was straight up. That was vile. But let's move on. So now we go on to, it's the day of the Bronwyn's Boston Spill the Tea party. So they're all meeting at a warehouse. So we see Angie arrive first. Now, mind you, they're all in costumes from the 1700s. So we see Angie there first. She has the American flag in her hand. She's dressed as Betsy Ross. Now, a quick side note. Did anybody notice that Angie Kane barely got any screen time in this episode? She might have said a total of like 5 sentences in this episode. Again, Angie, girl, you haven't really had much of a storyline this season. Like, you are fading off into the sunset. It's no shade, Angie, but I keep forgetting about you. So anyhow, we see Whitney, Heather, and Brittany on their way. They're in the car together. And Brittany's telling them about her meetup with Meredith. She says we met at the park. She seemed contrite with her apology. So Whitney's like, well, did she acknowledge how she verbally attacked you? And Brittany says no. So Heather says, so what did she apologize for? So Brittany says, for hurting my feelings. So now we cut to Meredith and Lisa in the car. Meredith says that me and Brittany both agreed to treat each other with love, with kindness and respect. Lisa was like, girl, that's not going to last. So I don't even know why you're playing. I was screaming, okay? So we cut back to the Whitney, Heather, and Brittany in the car. And Whitney says, I'm glad that Meredith and her apology, made Brittany feel good, but I would love for Meredith to take accountability because Meredith accused all of us of lying about what happened on the plane. So now we see Heather, Whitney, and Brittany arrive to the warehouse. Heather brought a flask with her. Lisa and Meredith finally arrive. Now you see how they are so obsessed with Lisa, because we all know when it comes to themes and costumes, Lisa has already told y'all, I don't do costume parties. I want to wear what I want to wear. I don't want to wear a stupid costume. That's her prerogative. It is what it is. Leave her alone. She gave y'all a cute little, white button down, and she sort of gave you a 1700s inspired trousers. Like she doesn't want to dress up in costumes the way you guys do. So leave it alone. So Heather's like, oh my gosh, that's not 1700s. Like, what is this? Lisa was like, girl, it's Hamilton inspired. Like, get out of my business. Get out of my face. I said, no, Heather, you claim that you don't like Lisa, but why are you always in her face? Like, it's weird. Then you have Whitney saying, well, I'll let you pass with your outfit if you can recite the Gettysburg Address. Whitney, who are you? I would have said, we don't like each other. The way you guys interrogated me in the last episode, get out of my face. It's not even your party. It's Bronwyn's party. So why are you more pressed about what Lisa's wearing to Bronwyn's party than Bronwyn is? Enough. They're just so obsessed with her. So we have Bronwyn open up the gates, and she greets them all in her elaborate costume. And Bronwyn says that she's been studying for her American citizenship test to become a U.S. citizen. And she loves that everybody's humoring her with this whole entire theme party. Lisa had me screaming. She was like, are you kidding me right now? We're doing this for your citizenship? I could have sent you flowers. I could not stop laughing. Lisa was not here for it. She was like, girl, I could have sent you a little edible arrangement, a Harry and David gift basket, girl. I did not need to come dressed up like this in a warehouse to celebrate you being a citizen. I was like, so now, they go inside the warehouse. Bronwyn has the founding fathers' wigs for all of them to pick out. So now they go inside the actual set, and it's all set up like in the 1770s. So Heather's like, oh, this looks spectacular. I feel like I'm at Disneyland. So Bronwyn says, I want to welcome you all to the Boston Spill the Tea Party. The colonists were angry because they were being taxed without representation. And that's how a lot of us feel in this group. We're not represented properly on social media and private conversations and in arguments. We're going to have a similar reenactment of the Boston Tea Party. And they're all like, okay, girl, like, I guess so. So as she's telling them about the party, we see Mary show up. Mary had me yelling. She was looking at those wigs. She said, oh no, I'm not taking one of these wigs. I brought my own. Mary pulled out her own founding father's wig. I was on the floor. I was on the floor. So Mary puts on the wig and she's like, I look like an idiot. Mary had me screaming. So anyhow, we cut back to everybody else in the next room. And Bronwyn says, before we start off the party, let's have some food. We have sandwiches and scones, some tea, but we also have some real food. We have J-Dogs, and we have wine and beer for whoever wants. So when Mary walked in and she saw them eating, she was like, wait, is this real food? So she's like, how far do hot dogs go back? Like, were hot dogs BC before Christ? I said, no, Mary, back in the Bible days, during colonial times, they didn't have hot dogs. Hot dogs are relatively new, I think, delicacy. I think hot dogs were invented in the early 1900s, like 1910. They weren't chomping down on hot dogs. Maybe a hot link back in the 1700s. But I know good and well when Jesus, before Jesus was, roaming, was here on earth, I don't think they had hot dogs, honey. They were eating fish, some bread and some oil was a delicacy, okay? All right. You said the preacher does not know a biblical history. Scary. Yes, hot dogs are not made back in the day. Maybe they had a hot link over some fire. Maybe, but it damn sure wasn't hot dogs. Imagine Jesus eating a hot dog with some mustard and some sauerkraut, right? Oh my gosh. But I said, I could not stop laughing. Now, quick question. Why was Bronwyn calling the hot dogs J dogs? Did I hear her right? She kept saying they were J dogs. I said, what? I've never heard of a J dog. I know about hot dogs, a hot link, but I don't know anything about J dogs. Let me know in the comments if you know what a J dog is. I don't. They were using pig intestines and stuffing with ground beef or something, child. Now, hold on. Hold on. I feel like just because we're having a 1700 style party, the food does not need to be in the 1700s either. I was expecting a better spread than this, and I'm so sorry, Bronwyn. It's no shade, girl, but I expected more. I was let down by this spread. I even in my notes, I said, girl, what is this? And when Mary said, I'd rather go to McDonald's and order a fish fillet, I said, same here. I would have rather ordered a Big Mac. I would have Uber Eats to Big Mac or a Whopper from Burger King. Because, girl, what is this? All right. So anyhow, yeah, the food looked sorry. She had egg sandwiches, scones, and those scones looked hot. The egg sandwich was runny. I don't want an egg sandwich. That's going to tear your stomach up. No, thank you. And then some wine. The wine looked hot. Didn't even look cold. I said, no, thank you, girl. Yeah, honey, I wanted the lobster, some filet mignon, some mashed potatoes, some lobster mac and cheese, some asparagus on the side. Like, where was the shrimp? Like, where was the food? This wasn't it. Wendy's couldn't sponsor the event. Exactly. RHOP is beating SLC with the food this season. Yes. I mean, they didn't have much back then. I understand that, but don't tell me what was. Tell me what's now. And also, respectfully, as a Black person, I'm not trying to go to any 1700s themed party. I'm not trying to go back. The only theme party we can have is maybe 1960s, but I'm not going back before respectfully, I'm not, okay? So I wouldn't be going to any 1700s party in the first place. And I damn sure not going to go if there's no food. Respectfully. Okay, right? Okay, honey, absolutely not. Bronwyn already had me messed up. With a 1774 party. I don't think so. Okay, listen. No, thank you. No, thank you. Okay. But yeah, this spread, Bronwyn, you get an F for this spread because I don't think so. You didn't even have condiments for the hot dogs or the J dogs, whatever you call them. There was no condiments for them either. I said, girl. Yes, especially being the only chocolate chip in the cookie. Exactly. No, thank you. So anyhow, the producers asking everybody what are the first 10 amendments to the Constitution. None of them know the answers except for Bronwyn because she's been studying, okay? She got all the answers right. Brittany says, I got a 4.2 in high school. I was second in my class. It's all gone now. I said, girl, we know. Because the intelligence left you a long time ago. You went from second in the class to now a deadbeat mother and running around dick that doesn't want you. I know you don't know anything about the Constitution anymore, girl. Like, I know that. Nothing is in your brain now, girl. So you don't have to say that. We already know that. Okay. So now Bronwyn says, guys, for the game, behind your chairs, everybody has their own ceremonial tea that they're going to throw into the harbor. But before that, you have to label the tea box with the person that you might have spilled the tea about. So they're all like, girl, it's about to be a hot mess. It's about to be some drama. And of course there is. So Heather even says, Bronwyn, are you sure you want to play this game? Do you not remember how you got read in Puerto Vallarta last season? We all remember how they had to go around reading each other's phones about what they said about each other behind their backs. And Bronwyn read Angie's phone. And Angie made that comment about, girl, Bronwyn's business plan is impressive. She married a man with 1 foot on the banana peel, 1 foot in the grave. A mess. So yeah, I was like, yeah, girl, are you sure you want to play this game? Because the same thing might happen now. So now Lisa's like, Heather, why do you seem so stressed? And Heather says, because I haven't even thought about it. So now we see Angie start off first. She writes Lisa's name, of course. So Angie says, Lisa, when you made the announcement about your horse, and I'm like, wait, what horse? The only person with a horse is Angie because of her daughter. Her daughter rides horses. And so we see a flashback to when they were in Canawan on their yacht trip. And Lisa announced to the group that she had bought a horse. So Angie says, I wanted to believe her, but I had heard otherwise. So Angie says, I did talk about you to other people about you not buying the horse. So now we see that Angie was telling Mary when they were on the yacht that she spoke to another friend who said that Lisa is renting the horse and does not own the horse. So Lisa says, no, I own the horse. It's not anything grand, but yes, I bought a horse for myself and now I want to buy a second one. So Angie's like, a second horse? What are you going to do with 2 horses? So Lisa says it's nobody's business. So Angie says, when Lisa buys something, she always posts about it and brags about it. And the fact that I have not seen anything about her and this horse riding off into the sunset, I'm a bit suspicious. So Angie throws her tea box into the harbor and she sits back down. She's done with Lisa. So Lisa says, I'm still irritated by this whole thing. And Lisa says, I'd rather be at the actual Boston Tea Party. And as a New Yorker, that's saying a lot. So now it's Brittany's turn. She says, I want to know who spilled the tea on me about flirting with, his name was J-Wow. If I'm butchering his name, please forgive me. But J-L, well, how do you say his name? I don't like to butcher people's names, but I'll just say Jay for the time being. But Jay was the deckhand, one of the deckhands on the yacht when they went on the vacation. So remember how Brittany was flirting with everybody? She was flirting with him. So Mary had me screaming. She says, who is J-Wow? So now Brittany says, when I got home, wait, is it Joe Al? I don't know. It's not J-Wow. Listen, y'all, I'm just going to say Jay. I don't want to butcher anybody's name. I don't want to butcher anybody's name, y'all. Okay. So she says, when I got back home, Jared and I broke up about it. And they were all like, oh my gosh. Mary says, oh my gosh, not Jared again. So Whitney says, but you guys are broken up before the trip. So like, why does it matter? So Lisa says, well, you did kiss him. Brittany says, I didn't kiss him. I kissed him on the cheek. So Brittany says that Jared got this memo that I was making out with him. And Whitney reveals that she did tell Justin that she told Justin that they did, that Brittany was flirting with J-Al. Did I say it right this time? Okay, it's J-Al. Okay, thank you. So Whitney reveals that she told Justin about Brittany flirting with J-Al, and Justin ran his mouth and told Jared. So now Heather says, well, you've got your answer. It was Whitney. So Brittany says, Bronwyn is over it. She says, can we throw this tea over? I don't want to talk about Jared. I'm over it too, girl. So same here. Again, let me just say, Brittany, we don't care about you and Jared. We truly don't. And then on top of that, you guys are still together. You have broken up at BravoCon, got back together, broke up again. Now you're back together with him. It's pathetic. And also, I wish a man would be upset that I'm out here flirting, kissing, doing whatever I want with another man when they're over here showing that they don't want you. This man does not want you. He does not have a say-so on who you do and what you do. It's not his business. He's over here flirting and taking other women out, doing whatever with other women. He doesn't have a right to control or dictate what you do. Absolutely not. Yeah, I know. They are acting like teenagers. It's annoying. I said, girl, you know what? I don't know. Brittany wants to be in this toxicity. It's clear. She enjoys this whole back and forth. She enjoys the drama. So it is what it is. But I don't want to hear anything more about Jared. I'm over it. Okay? Yes, as much as Jared was doing, it's always those types. Exactly. So now we see Brittany throw her tea box over, and now it's Heather's turn. So Heather says, well, you already know, it's the, I want to talk to Bronwyn. And Bronwyn's like, all right, let's do it. We already know that Heather can't stand Bronwyn. So she says, Bronwyn, this whole rumor about Todd making out with somebody and farting the whole time, do you not feel like it's absurd? So Bronwyn says, Bronwyn was not amused. Baby, Bronwyn had a little battery in her back because the way she stared at Heather, she said, Heather, throw the effing box over into the harbor. Like, don't ask me some dumb stuff like that. Like, stop. I said, now, Bronwyn, I am a bit confused because the other day you were saying, well, I don't care. If we had to open it up, like, I don't mind that. Like, if we have an arrangement, just tell me. So, girl, I don't know what you're mad about now, girl. You were the first one saying that if you guys want to have an arrangement, that's fine with you. And you'll pick out the girl. But yeah, I was here for her reading Heather down, though. And Heather felt stupid because the way she said, girl, turn that box over and throw it in the harbor. So now Heather is still trying to be funny. And she says, you don't find it funny at all? And Bronwyn says, I don't find it funny. You spilled it and I heard it enough. So Heather apologizes and she throws her box. So now it's Bronwyn's turn. She writes Whitney's name down on her box. And she says, Whitney, you and I had lunch the other day. And in an effort for me to be a good friend to Meredith, I wanted to warn her about something that I felt like you went too far with. But I realized that I upset you by opening my mouth. And I want to apologize for spilling the tea that I should not have spilled. So she throws her tea over. And Whitney is not here for it. Whitney says, well, if you felt that way, why didn't you stop me mid-conversation and say, Whitney, stop saying that? So Bronwyn says, I did say that. And Whitney says, no, you were laughing. So we see the flashback, and Bronwyn was laughing, but it was more so like, girl, it's going to be a mess. Like, if this gets back to her, she's going to have your head. But yes, she was laughing. But Whitney, here's my thing about this. Whitney's messy. Bronwyn, you have a big mouth. Next time, keep your mouth shut. So now Bronwyn and her go back and forth. And Bronwyn says, Whitney says, I thought that I was confiding in a friend in a private conversation. So Bronwyn says, take that up with Meredith then. I'm not the keeper of Meredith's mind. So Whitney says, you broke that trust and you made me look horrible in front of Meredith. So Bronwyn says again, you probably should not have said it behind her back. And Meredith does agree with Bronwyn. So now Whitney says, well, do you think I'm going to tell a belligerent woman how I feel 2 days later? So of course we have Meredith jumping in because for anybody to call Meredith belligerent, she's going to get activated, okay? So Meredith says, if you want to go there, then let's go there. Everything I said was the truth, so stop with the lies. So Whitney says, so you're telling me that you did not yell on that plane? You weren't screaming at Brittany for 6 hours? And Meredith says, no, I didn't. So Whitney goes on to ask, can I have the crazy pills y'all just took? So Lisa jumps in and says, well, apparently you already took them. So now Whitney says, of course, I'm always the liar. But guess what, Meredith? You had other witnesses there too, so you can't call me a liar. So Meredith says, girl, you are a liar. So here we go. Let's talk about Whitney. So Whitney says that being called a liar triggers her deeply because she's a very honest person, honest to a fault. Now, Whitney, we've seen you lie. We've seen you stir the pot. You're very messy. I don't know about this whole thing about you being honest to a fault. Stop it. Stop. She goes on to say that Meredith never takes ownership and she's tired of it. So now Whitney says, if you want to call me a liar, let's do it. Alcoholic, pill popper. Now, when Meredith got up, I thought that Meredith was going to get up and whoop Whitney's behind, but she actually gets up and says, hold on a minute. I have something for all of y'all. She says, I have presents for all of you guys. She gives them all a pouch. And mind you, the pouch is cold. So we all know that Meredith has her own caviar line. So there's caviar and there's also a drug test in the pouch as well. So they're all like, girl, what the F is this? Brittany says, I've never taken a drug test ever. Whitney goes on to ask, where does one get a drug test for 7 people? Girl, it's not hard to get a drug test. Like, I don't know why you're acting so confused. Like, you can go get a drug test. Baby, but no, Meredith looked like she wanted to fight, honey. She was like, when she got up, I just knew she was going to swing on Whitney. All right. Just like Phaedra and Kenya in season 6. Meredith ate with that one. Oh, she did. Ate down. So now Meredith says, I'm happy to take a drug test every day of my life. I'm very honest about what I do. I have a drink here and there and an occasional gummy. She says, if you've made an accusation about me having substance abuse problems, you need to take the drug test. And I agree. I think that anybody who can throw that sort of rumor or allegation out there, that's a serious allegation. That can damage your character, your reputation. You can lose gigs and jobs because of that. People view you differently when they know that you partake in hard drugs. And knowing that Meredith used to be a lawyer, that's not a good look. And she's, she prides herself in being a very classy, well-to-do woman. So she's not trying to be associated with drugs. And I get that. Who wants to be associated with drugs? I just feel like if you want to sit up there and say that about me, then I'm going to need you to pee on that drug test as well. And let's see what you do. Because Whitney has alluded to partaking in stuff. Let's not forget when she said, because sometimes I get effed up and, I might come back and, I might do something. She said that to Bronwyn a few episodes ago. So, girl, that could have been taken as, oh, what are you alluding to? Do you sometimes do some stuff? And if you do, it's no judgment. It's no shade. But you have a lot to say when your closet isn't that clean either. And somebody could surmise that you also partake and you're projecting onto Meredith. Just saying. And I'm sorry, Whitney, but the way you got drunk at BravoCon, and I was there, sweetheart, I saw it with my own 2 eyes. The way you got completely shit-faced at that BravoCon holiday taping that's going to air in the next few weeks, I wouldn't say too much about somebody having a problem. Just saying. Just saying. So, girl, you know what I'm saying? Child, I wouldn't say too much. That's a nasty game. That's a dangerous game to play about somebody. So now Meredith says the one with the accusations is quickly putting the drug test away. I said, get her again, Meredith. Get her for me. So you have Whitney saying, should I pull my skirt down and pee on it right now? Only thing in my system is alcohol, and it wouldn't show on this. Meredith said, well, girl, let's see. I said, now, Whitney, let's not be so extreme. I'm sure there are restrooms in this warehouse. Go use it and come back and let's see your results. Because if I were you, I would just go and do it and just show everybody that, no, yeah, I don't use substances, so I can pop my stuff. But the fact that you didn't do it, trying to be sarcastic, oh, you want me to pull my skirt down and pee right here? Stop it. It felt like deflection to me, like you were nervous. Okay? A mess. Yeah, test came out. Whitney looked a little panicked. Okay, right? She looked, and just like Meredith said, the one popping the most stuff is the one putting the test away immediately. Child. So now Meredith says, I'm tired of Whitney. These are false accusations about me. They're damaging. They're hard to disprove. And she needs to worry about herself and stop projecting it onto me. And she's right. So Whitney says, you do this every time. You go to sleep and then you wake up and get more mad. You did it to me on the boat. So Meredith says, am I not allowed to think things over again? And Whitney says, well, absolutely you are, but I'm describing my experiences with you, and there's a pattern of behavior that I've noticed and recognized when it comes to you. So now they start going back and forth. Meredith says, well, if you want to backtrack, let's go back to every event and we can compare how much I've had to drink at events. So Whitney says, that's how you deflect. It's a very sensitive topic in my house. In the past, when I witnessed other people act like Meredith, it was always fueled by drugs or alcohol. And I don't know what's going on with Meredith. I hope it's none of those things. Again, I'm not here for Whitney's fake concern. She just likes to put these things out there because she knows it's going to get people talking and get folks thinking, looking at somebody in a different light. This whole thing of, oh, I'm so concerned for her. No, you're not. No, you're not. You want to put this out there to make her look bad. I can't stand it. Yes, if it's a sensitive topic, you would leave it alone. Exactly. Whitney needs to stop this before this show gets canceled. No, it's true. Whitney will be in forever bondage with her healing journey. Exactly. Exactly. Yes, she's very disingenuous, very much so. That wasn't concern at all. It wasn't. So now Whitney says that she loves Meredith, and Meredith says, well, if you love me, then stop it. So Lisa says that's a huge accusation to make about somebody, and you're weaponizing her experience. So she says, imagine you label your friend a drug addict and crazy. No wonder Meredith brought drug tests. So Meredith says, we're done. Like, I'm done with this conversation. We're finished. And Whitney starts accusing Meredith of yelling at her on the plane. Meredith denies it. And Mary says, well, that's not exactly how I remember things. Meredith did yell at Whitney. So why is she denying it? Again, I'm tired of all this he said, she said. We didn't see the footage, so we, the viewers, don't really know what happened on that plane. Until I see some footage, then I will give an F. Right now, I don't care. This entire argument could have been clipped to 2 minutes. I didn't need to see them go at it for 15 minutes about stuff that we did not see. The whole entire plane situation happened 4 episodes ago. Let's move on. I'm sick and tired of this. I really am. So now we have Heather jumping in. Heather and Meredith are going at it. I feel like Heather just wanted some screen time because there was no reason for her to jump in and get so worked up. Heather, I'm sorry. You don't have the right to press anybody about anything when you lied about your black eye. So miss me with, I want to find out the truth. You don't tell the truth either. And for you to say, you were talking about, oh, Meredith snapped at me or she yelled at me and I've been your friend. Honey, you let Jen punch you, covered for her. But let's not forget, you allowed Jen to curse you out in seasons 1 and 2. She called you Shrek, making fun of your appearance all the time. So if you could let that slide, you can let Meredith yelling at you one time slide as well. I'm sorry. Jen did a lot worse to you, said a lot worse to you as well. And you were up her ass like it was all good. So I just can't take you seriously trying to get at Meredith. I really can't. Just saying, like, I can't take this seriously. I was bored by it. She just wanted attention. That's all. She wanted to have a moment. She felt left out. She wanted to have a moment. She wanted that camera on her, and she picked this fight with Meredith because it was like, girl, nobody was even talking to you. Yes, a pick me through and through. Exactly. Yes, Heather also calls a full investigation for the entire production team. Trifling. Exactly. Yeah, she blamed producers, the bathroom sink. She does not have a right to question anybody when her own behavior should be questioned every day. Exactly. Exactly, child. So, I'm not here for her trying to get on Meredith about this whole thing. And we didn't see any footage. So, again, I don't care. So, we have Meredith and Heather going at it for the remainder of the episode. Heather says, I've been a good friend to you for a long time. Meredith says, you know what, Heather, you've lied and you lied and said horrible things about me. Heather's like, F that. Are you serious? So now Heather says, I'm furious right now. The fact that you could sit across from me and say that I lied to you. So now she says, don't gaslight me. I said, girl, the way you gaslit Lisa on that yacht, and you're talking about don't gaslight me, you are the master gaslighter. What are you talking about? They could have chopped this scene out, y'all. I was just done. So Meredith says, you misunderstood what I was saying. And now Heather's like, you're still doing it to me. You're still gaslighting me. I'm upset. You've questioned my loyalty, my friendship, and now you've questioned my experience. I was there. Heather says, I've done nothing wrong to you. All I've done is be a good friend to you and be a great friend to Brittany. She says that what Meredith is doing to her is a big trigger for her, especially growing up Mormon. Heather, we don't care, respectfully. We really don't. She says that she doesn't want to be gaslit by the Mormons or by her friends. We have Heather saying that she still feels very unsettled by this whole entire thing. She says, Meredith, I need you to say I'm still horrified by what happened on that plane, and don't look at me and call me a liar. When I tell you, Meredith said I'm standing 10 toes down and I don't give an F, I will not apologize for anything. Meredith said, well, there is no resolution and I doubt there will be any today, so let's move on. I said, get her again. Heather's face was cracked. Meredith said, you got one apology out of me when it comes to Brittany, but I will not be apologizing to you or Whitney. So it is what it is, baby. Like, if we're not friends anymore, then that's just what it is. I was here for it. Honey, my girl said, you will not force me to give you a fake apology that I don't mean. So let's move on. I was here for it. And again, Heather, you wanted a moment because there was no reason for you to jump into this conversation. So now, Mary jumps in and says, is anybody else wearing a girdle except for me? Because it's cutting into my ribs. Now, I don't know why Mary was wearing a girdle because we didn't even see her costume. She has that blazer. She had that blazer over her. And Mary's always super covered up. Anyway, Mary never wears anything like tight. It's always, she's always in a lot of layers. I guess she feels as a preacher, she has to be ultra conservative. So we don't see any skin. We might see maybe like, a wrist or something, or maybe some collarbone. But yeah, Miss Mama's was super covered up. So I don't know why she was wearing a girdle in the first place. I couldn't even make heads or tails of her outfit anyway, because she had that big old like trench coat on or whatever she had on. But yeah, I said, I don't know why you wore a girdle, but all right. I kind of feel like she was trying to diffuse the situation with humor. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, it probably was that. She was probably trying to just like get them to laugh because they were fighting for a good hour. So anyhow, we see Bronwyn say she has one more surprise for them. It's a good surprise, and it's a new dress reveal. So she comes back out with her second dress. It's this gorgeous, it's a really pretty like Constitution gown. It's like a scroll of the Constitution. It's super cool. We know that Bronwyn loves a good high fashion moment, right? So she says, let's all agree to some friendship amendments. My first one is families are off limits. What about y'all? Heather says her amendment is be a woman of your word. I said, well, you need to follow that, Heather. Lisa says, be the friend that you expect others to be. Mary says, let's hear each other out and forgive each other. Whitney says these topics are should be off limits, husbands, businesses, and children. Angie says we need to be careful about saying things. I don't know what was Angie's. Angie was going on and on and on, and the way they cut her off, I said, yeah, all I heard Angie say was we need to be careful about saying things, and that was it. Brittany says, shall we always see the best in people? And now we ended with Meredith and her amendment. Meredith says, stop the reactive abuse. The way they all looked at her, they were like, girl, what's that? Mary says, I'm confused. Whitney reads the definition of reactive abuse. And she says, well, thank you, Meredith, for giving me an example of your behavior. And now we see them all toast. And that's the end of the episode. So, y'all, the episode, it was a cute, I'll give the episode a cute 7.5. It was solid, but I'm going to need SLC to step it up. They're losing me. We've hit a bit of a rough patch. I don't want to say that the girls, they're not flopping, but if things continue the way they are, it could become a chop. Or not a chop, but maybe like a slight flop. The episode's mostly filler and boring, i.e. stop bullying. Yes, they're starting to get into territory that makes the show unwatchable. No more plain talk. I'll give it a 6. I started playing Pokemon Go in certain parts. Oh, I was being too nice, giving them a 7.5 then. It's giving dead air. They need to let the plane go. We don't care. Potomac. No. Potomac is clearing them right now, for sure. For sure. Like, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Very stagnant Beverly Hills tease for me. Yes. RHOP is taking their lead. Yes. Oh, absolutely. They're not taking it like they used to. I agree. This reminded me of how Beverly Hills will stick to one issue and beat it into the ground. I know. Grease will be the next episode. I'll give it a 6. RHOP is a 10 out of 10. Heather's scenes are annoying. Okay, so I was too nice giving it a 7.5. You said 6.5. Well, that's y'all are accurate. This is how Beverly Hills started dying. Yes. We need another vacation. Angie will become activated. Well, yes, in the next episode, they are going to be on their trip to Greece. So hopefully that's better. Heather and Whitney are the issue. I agree. Hey, did you see Angie's Arby's ad? Yes, I did. So now we have Angie with Arby's and Lisa with Wendy's. I'll give it a 7, maybe a 5, 6 as well, 6 or a 5. Oh, okay. Wow. So no, okay. So damn, y'all said no, 7 is too high. I was saying that RHOP might need to be chopped, but now I'm saying it for SLC and that RHOP is taking their spot. Absolutely. I think SLC needs a bit of a shakeup. Yeah, I think they do too. And I was at first in the first half, I was saying, oh no, SLC, the cast is perfect. And now I'm like, that might not be a bad idea. We started on a high, a mid-episode filler was to be expected. A 5, okay. But it's been 3 or 4 filler episodes in a row now. This is like the 3rd filler episode. We can't have too many more filler episodes. Giving RHOP season 8. It was a boring episode. They're losing time with Heather. I think SLC needs, Monica back. Oh, Lord. You said, yep. Oh, yep. Heather's with Wayfair. Yep. Yeah, Heather's just giving us a Wayfair ad every episode. I'm super turned off by SLC. I used to wait for it now. It's like I didn't even watch this episode, by the way. And the sad part is I had to watch the episode twice because when the episode came on, that's when Funky Dineva went live on his channel and he aired Tamar out. And the way that had me in a chokehold that I had to just mute SLC and I said, you know what, I'll just watch the rerun. So yeah, that it's bad. That's not a good look when it's like, okay, you know what, I'll just catch the rerun because this is just not giving. Ciao. Hey, Housewives lover, thank you for the super chat. I hope the Greece trip picks everything up. I think it will be great. I hope so. Ciao. Honey, when I tell you, Funky cleared Tamar. I said, Tamar, if you don't stop playing with that man, then I know something. Leave Funky alone. Please. Please. Funky's mouth is lethal. When he read her down and said, Imagine you were set to be a star and you are nothing but a common Baltimore bitch. I said, gagged. He said, you are nothing more than a common, you are common. You should be a superstar, but here you are common. I said, oh. I said, my God, today. I said, all Tamar had to do was just say, look, I'm sorry that I led the internet to believe that Funky had something to do with missing teeth or, whatever she said happened to her. She let everybody pile on him. And then she never said he wasn't involved in it. She left him out to dry. And then for him, I thought this whole thing died down. And then for her to bring it back up again, throwing out subtle shade in an interview that she just did last week, it's like, you just can't help yourself. And I understand that, like, people have a lot of feelings about Funky Dineva. He's a very polarizing figure, but I understand that it gets to a point where it's just like, leave me alone. Like, I've asked you just to leave me alone. You won't apologize. You didn't clear my name. So now just leave me alone. And for her, it's like, and I think that Tamar, there's an issue. Like, I've said this before. There's something, like, I don't know what's going on, but it's like she falls out with everybody that she's around. Everything with her always ends in confusion and chaos and disaster. Think about, when her and Vince were together, it was nothing but problems and chaos. She got with the guy, the African guy that she was dating after Vince. That ended in drama and chaos. It's like then JR from the show, they were engaged, then they were married, and it ends in chaos. Like Candy, it's like everybody she's around, it always ends in chaos. Like, it never can just end peacefully. Yes, it's pure chaos. It's everything that she touches, it just turns into confusion. Just a mess. Hey, Steph Jeans, thank you for the super chat. I'm glad people are seeing her for who she is. I've never seen it for her. She's so dangerous. The way she did Candy still gets me hot. A mess. Tamar is her own worst enemy. But yet he will never have the talent she has. He's very hateful. Again, in this situation, I just think that I just wish that we could just end this. Like, it would be horrible if this goes on in 2026. Like, is anybody else tired? Because, like, every single day it's been something. This has been a thing now since September. Like, can we let this go? Even Nene got into it with Tamar almost. Tamar is so talented, it's so waste. Her need for attention is next level, no matter the kind of attention. Both can be true. Funky can be hateful, and Tamar is a liar. Yes. Also, I just feel like why does everything always have to go to the internet, right? Like, if the story keeps changing about the whole missing teeth saga, and when you think about it, if you fell on your face and you broke all your teeth came out, you wouldn't be able to, like, speak or open your mouth for quite some time. Like, you would be in excruciating pain. Like, she would just now be talking. We've seen her go on all this press. She's been running her mouth, but you're telling me that you got all your teeth, like, you fell on your face in the dead of night, woke up in a pool of blood, and you were up in, your teeth were fixed in 4 days' time. The story makes no sense. The story makes no sense. And for me, I feel for any rational person, if that happened to anybody else, your first thought would not be to go to the internet and try to stir up mess. Respectfully, that would not be your first inclination. I know it wouldn't be mine. You'd be worried about your health and getting your teeth back in your mouth. Toothache is no joke. She wouldn't be able to speak. Veneers fall out all the time. No, you broke your teeth. You bounced back real fast because your nerves die off. Really? But she's saying that she fell on her face and they all came out and it was a pool of blood. I'm sure you didn't break your teeth that way. But I damn sure wasn't running to no internet. Child, Tamar's her own worst enemy. Funky needs to focus on his career and his health. He had to say something. She doesn't know when to stop. Yeah, and I'm like, I just really hope and pray that this is not a battle that keeps going and going and going and going and going and going and going. I really hope that this stops because it's enough already. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that. I agree, Brooke, and social media makes it worse. My friend got hit by a car and lost a few teeth of his teeth this summer. Couldn't work for a couple of weeks or drink for months. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Don't try and make sense of Tamar's lies. She would have had to fall down the stairs like at the end of Death Becomes Her because a trip and fall ain't doing that. Tamar doesn't know how to stop. She will poke him again. It's fiction and fallacies. Oh, yes, and you have that good health care. I know that's right. She was at her best when she was with Vince. And I feel like drama surrounded her when she was with Vince too, though. But yeah, I do feel like things weren't this crazy when she was with him. Like the drama wasn't this extreme. I think Tamar wants bad press or anything to sell music. She fell with all of Vince's friends. Tamar needs to have the last word, so I doubt it, but I'm hoping for the best. Yes. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It wasn't that much better with Vince either. I knew I wasn't going nuts. I said they had some incidents between them too, right? Oh gosh. She needs to go lie down somewhere. I agree. Tamar's not playing with a full deck. Tamar even fought with her own sisters too. Funky won't be her last victim, trust. Any press is good press to Tamar. Yeah. I didn't believe it when I first heard about her accident. I believed that she was promoting something new. Sorry, but I don't trust Mama E either. It's always something. Yes, I agree. I find Tamar and Funky exhausting both together and individually. Yes, it was that finger biting. Yes, yes, yes. I remember that. Yes, that's what it was. That's what it was. Oh gosh. In her post, she said, go listen to her album. Tony said herself, I don't like that. Tamar would rather be infamous than famous. Vince is no angel, though. Yes. No, he's not. He's not at all. I just, I really hope that Tamar is able to really evaluate why she's always in the middle of, a lot of drama. It's always something. Always. Do we talk about Todd's side baby yet? Allegedly. So I have not. I've heard some of the rumors about it, but unless something comes out. Mama Tina would never allow Beyonce and Solange to behave like this for a check. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, she does need to see the lady. Okay, that side baby story was AI generated on Facebook, child. Okay, yeah, I'm like, yeah, like no news outlets or blogs have picked up on it. I saw folks talking about it on TikTok, and I mean, so okay, thank you for letting me know that it was a fake story. And okay, I only saw that side baby stuff on Facebook, therefore I don't believe it. Yeah, no, I don't trust Facebook either. Until I was going to say the picture looked AI. Okay, yeah, unless it breaks on TMZ or the Jasmine brand, the Shade Room, you know, Tik Page 6, Us Weekly. Yeah, Facebook's always lying. AI is a mess. It sure is. And remember how we have folks defending AI down in that one live? Remember that? They got mad at me. Oh my gosh, Brooke, I'm in your top 0.4% of viewers for 2025, girl. My YouTube recaps that I watched 397 videos this year of your videos this year. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm honored. Yes, Kempire is a very reliable source. Yes. So listen, if Kempire hasn't said anything about it, DJ Richie Sky, I'm gonna wait till I hear, from the top folks, okay? You said unless Maury says you're the father. You got it from YouTube? Oh. Now we have to worry about AI too. He wants primary custody and decision-making rights. The side baby is alive, but Todd did retain Randy Kessler. Oh wow. Randy is like the go-to lawyer in Atlanta. Right? Yeah, honey. I'm like, no, I will. I'm not. No, I like to wait. I'm like, okay, did the top people report on the story? I make sure that Page 6 or Us Weekly, all the big timers, and then I'll say, okay, now I'll hop on the story and talk about it. But I'm not talking about anything from Facebook. Yes. Yeah, yes, because they have those AI YouTube channels now. Because they'll have old stale tea about. They'll say, the inside scoop of like why American Idol's Randy Jackson is bankrupt. Like they have those. So yeah, you guys like, and you see it's only 300 subscribers, and that's no shade. But I'm just saying, if you know what I'm saying, if it's not a big time YouTuber and it's not a real person behind the video, then it's a fake AI YouTube channel. And they've been popping up with more and more fake AI YouTube channels. And you can tell it's fake. It's fake. The voice is distorted. It's 300 subscribers. The tea is stale and fake. And so, yeah. Yeah, that voice. Yes, the AI voice annoys me too. Okay. Yes, you click on one of those videos, your algorithm is ruined. I always put no, not interested, not interested, not interested. So if you see those AI videos, y'all, click not interested, okay? Yeah, they have those AI YouTube shorts. Yes. They have a lot of those AI YouTube shorts. You said a robot ass voice. Yeah. Oh, Jessie Wu did another one 2 hours ago about Todd's alleged side baby. Okay, well, Jessie Wu is she's a reliable source. She's also in the industry. So okay, I'll check her video out then. Yes, those AI channels always talk about somebody died today. Exactly. Yes, the person's still alive and well, honey. So please. Yep. People Magazine broke the news about y'all. Let me just let me just hold on. So I see that I don't see People Magazine breaking this news, but I do see Reality T. They're they're a reputable blog, and they're saying, is Todd Tucker expecting a baby amid Candy Burris divorce? Has Todd Tucker got a pregnant girlfriend? There's no evidence that Todd has another woman knocked up, but stories are floating around. Oh, it's just the latest in a series of AI generated headlines about Bravo celebrities that are completely fictitious. So reality T, the blog, shout out to y'all. They're saying that, it's a rumor, but yeah, they're saying that it's fictitious. They said, oh, not the baby part, just the cheating part. People only said that Todd was speaking to other women. People magazine is talking about Todd was talking to other women behind Candy's back. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Oh, okay. So, okay, I see it right here. Candy Burris has discovered that Todd Tucker was talking to other women behind her back before a split. She had no idea. Exclusive. A source tells People exclusively that Burris allegedly discovered Tucker had been talking to other women behind her back. The insider adds the singer-songwriter had no idea and was not happy when she found out. Candy and Todd had been having marriage troubles for a while now. Candy was not happy because she had found out that Todd had been talking to other women behind her back. A source tells People exclusively she had no idea. A rep for Burris has not commented, and Tucker has not responded to requests for comment from People. Okay, so, all right, so that's the breaking news from People. Thank you guys for sharing. I don't think that's true, though. Ciao. If Todd did it, he's a loser. I agree. That's horrible. What a rat. Oh, goodness, y'all. It wouldn't surprise me at all. No, it wouldn't surprise me either, especially with them playing those old clips where he was talking about now, did you see the latest clip? They have it on TikTok. There's a clip of him saying to Candy, before we got together, I had sex with 3 women in the same friend group, 3 friends in a row. And I was trying to have sex with the 4th woman. And she said, no, you slept with all my friends. Like, no. And he told her, really? Because I'd wife you right now. And I'm just like, why are you telling your wife about, and I'm not, and of course, a mature adult, you are aware that your spouse has had other experiences, before you, right? Like, that's normal. But there's a way that you talk about your other relationships. You don't say it that way. And it was almost like he was trying to break Candy's spirit, because for him to say, yeah, like, I told her I was going to wife her. Like, I told her I'd wife her right now. And it was almost as if to say to her, like, I only picked you because she turned me down. And I've always felt like y'all, it was so disrespectful. It just gives me that he was never that into her. And I've always felt that way, but I never wanted to say anything. I would just say, you know what, let me be quiet. I hope I'm wrong. But I never got that. Like, I never got that vibe that he was just so into her. I just did not. I didn't see that chemistry. I didn't see that passion. Like when a man really wants you, like, it's like, like, it's a different level. And Todd was always too passive, in my opinion. It gave me very much, we're cool, we kick it, it's casual. He didn't give me a man who's really like, that's my woman, that's mine. Like, I'm proud to have her. I never got that from him, ever. A mess. And he's literally telling her, yeah, I told her, and he was like, yeah, and it was around the same time that I had just met you. And then Candy says, well, I ended up with you, so, like, what does it really matter? And I'm just like, for him to say that with so much glee about how he slept with, and of course he didn't say it in a classy way like that. He was like, yeah, I cracked all three friends, and I was really trying to crack her though. I really wanted this one though. I was ready to wife her. I was gonna wife her in a minute. That's what you say to your wife? Like really? And then that other video that's going around of him asking Candy, would she be mad if they ever divorced? And he got with one of her friends. And she was like, hell yeah, I'd be upset. Like, you can't find anybody else. And he said, but why? But why though? I can't go out one of your friends if we're done. Like, what do you like, sir? Are you okay? Yes, I always thought that was that was a huge red flag. When she said that, I was like, girl, yeah, their sex life was always kind of dry, and especially very early into that marriage. I remember when she was complaining about they hadn't had sex and they were only 6 months married, acting more like business partners than a couple. Exactly. Yes, yes. He just wanted to break Candy down. Exactly. Never trusted him. He was planning on moving on. No, he ain't okay. Everybody called him an opportunist. Yes, they sure did. Loser behavior. Todd's been scheming. Todd wanted a sugar mama. And Candy said she was the one who initiated the sex. Yeah, child, a mess. The men that date housewives are users looking for an opportunity. Yeah, that no, I've heard that said. Yes, exactly. Yep, there's no like new. That's child cracking someone just sounds so stank. It does. It's just like what? Like you can't find a better adjective than that. Like Candy said longer than she should just to prove her mom wrong. Child, I'm sorry, but Candy was desperate. Women deserve better. Why do y'all accept this? Not me. Not me. I don't know about everybody else, but I don't accept that. But yes, I do agree. Candy asked him if he would remarry her. He took a long time to respond to her. I hate someone that always has a hypothetical to post. It's a passive way of saying what they're afraid to say. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Todd always did those random, if I did this. Yes, he did. All those videos that are resurfacing on TikTok, he's always saying, well, what if I did that? What if I did that? Yeah, right. Like don't add me involved in that. Like I do not speak French. It's no we nothing. It's no y'all nothing. Do not include me in these desperado games. 'Cause I don't accept any of that BS. No, I'm just teasing you. But I still have to clarify, like, I understand what you mean, but still. Oh my gosh. Campire just uploaded a new video about what Candy found out. I will be watching. I will be seated. When I get off of here, I'll be watching Campire's new video. Oh, sure. He sure did drag his feet. Oh, we're done with SLC. We're now talking about the Funky Dineva and Tamar of it all, um and the Todd and Candy of it all. Yes, he never seemed in love with her. I've always felt that way. He was always trying to humble her. I agree. I hope women stop being so desperate. This is the result of desperation. Oh, you know what? May I thank you for saying this because I have another story time for y'all. So, this older Black woman on Twitter, not Twitter, on TikTok, told the story of one of her good friends who's a desperado. If I find the video, I will upload it and I will play it for y'all so you guys can see it for yourselves. When I tell you, I was so aggravated. She said that her best friend, they're in their 50s, like early 60s, mind you. Her friend is dating this man. I don't even know if I can call it dating, but dating this man. And she moved him into her house. That's the first red flag. Why are we moving men into our houses? Like, where's his home? So anyhow, she moved him into her house after like a few weeks of dating, just desperate behavior. And mind you, she has a good job and she has this like weird thing with banks. So she said that her best friend like took a lot of her money out the bank and she put all her money in a safe, and the safe is in a secret spot in her house. She tells this man, "Oh, by the way, I have a safe with all this money in it." Gives him the code to the safe, and she says, "I trust you because we love each other. I trust you." Gives him the code to her safe. Not even a week into him living in her house, she gets that her female intuition kicks in and is screaming at her. It's saying, go check that safe. Check that safe right now. Check the safe right now. So she's trying to fight it. She's like, no, I don't need to do that. Like, I know he would never do that. So I think maybe it's like really late at night. He's out with another woman. Okay. He's out and something tells her, "Girl, get your ass up to wherever that safe is and go check it out. Like, something is wrong." Honey, she opens up that safe and just take a guess. Take a guess. Take a guess. Take a guess. Before I say it, take a guess. Honey, these desperado stories are about to take me out too. I'm tired. I'm so tired. Child, I think he left her like $500. He damn near took 95% of the money. So she's freaking out, about to have a heart attack. And she's like, oh my gosh. He gets home like late. It's like late at night. Or no, he gets home like the next morning. So she's like, where have you been? And like, you stole the money out my safe. Like, how could you? So he tells her, well, I had no choice because I have people after me and it would have been really bad for the both of us. So I had to pay them off. Like, I took care of business. You should be happy that I did that. I said, girl, first of all, that man is lying down. That man is taking that money. He spent all your money on another woman, you dummy. Nobody's after him. So instead of kicking this man out of her house and calling the cops, she says, well, you know what? We can work through this. It's okay. I forgive you. Just don't do it again. Miss Mamas, there's only about $2 left in the safe. What the F are you talking about? He took everything that you have. So he can't do it again. So she's talking about, she told her friend, the one telling the story on TikTok, she told her friend, you know what, girl, I forgave him because we all make mistakes. She said, I just told him that I'm not going to give him any. He's to sleep in one of the guest rooms because she has like 4 bedrooms. So the story gets worse. I knew, and I'm not trying to be funny. I said, because the woman's, mind you, the woman is in her 50s, 60s. Something told me in my spirit that the man is a younger man, that she's a sugar mama. And I was right. Because when her friend did a part 2 of the story, and her friend is, I think, 59, and her boyfriend is 28, 29. So she's a sugar mama. This young man does not want you. He doesn't want you. Like, it's just, I don't know what's going on where we have women of all different ages. I mean, it's like we're seeing desperation on all levels. The older women are losing it. The young girls are losing it. Everybody's losing it. Like, I don't know what's going on. You don't ever move a man into your house. That's first of all. You don't ever tell a man how much money you have. That's really first of all. If the only way that a man is interested in you is due to your money, he does not like you. He's not attracted to you. He sees you as a mark, a loser, a desperado, and a lick. You are a sugar mama. This man is not attracted to her. And she's over here trying to pay a man's way, a younger man's way at that. Like, this is embarrassing. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Honey, the girls, the women of all ages are going out sad. I don't understand it. They had that other woman, I think she's like my age, in her 30s. And she's over there. She was with some man for 14 years. And she's getting on bended knee to propose to him. Listen, I almost fell out. I said, this is so sick. I don't know what's happening. Like, I don't know. I don't know if women are regressing as a whole. I'm confused. I just don't understand it. I just don't understand that. I feel like washing out my eyes with soap when I see some of this stuff. I'm like, what is going on? You said, is it COVID? Yes, living in his parents' house. Exactly. He's in a dirty basement. Child. I don't know what's going on. 14 years she's living with her in-laws. That man gave her 4 kids, couldn't even get her a house. No, this wasn't the Prince story. That was the Danish deception story. No, that's not. No, the stories that I just told. No, that's not that. That's not what you're thinking about. No. Do they feel no shame getting on bended knee? I don't know if they do. I'm blaming the economy. Maybe it's a scheme to get a roommate or get a tax break. I can't see it yet, but that's all I got. No, it's not the economy. It's desperation. Forget bleach. I need my eyes cleansed with the tears of the Lord. Start the rapture. No, that's how I feel. She was excited to propose too. She was smiling ear to ear. And you know what pisses me off? That it's a lot. These stories. It's a lot of. It's like that's what's really getting me more annoyed about this. Like, it's just very aggravating. She went all out and got him a ring. It's just, it's a big self-esteem issue. The sad part is every day it's a new story. I know. Oh my gosh. We can't even keep them straight. Okay? No, for real. It's like there's too many stories. You get the stories all mixed up. Oh gosh. Makes my skin crawl. Gretchen needs a whooping. All these men are secret incels. And the women are desperados. It's a sad combination. Risa Tisa woke something up in the girls. Yes, because now her story has caused others to. The floodgates are now open with foolishness. It's just. I don't know what to do anymore. Like, I just don't. Sometimes I feel like I'm screaming into the void because, like, I'm just tired. Wait, what? Hey, Dee Mari, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Brooke, I had to cut somebody off because he put on his Twitter account, bitches with their own crib cannot be trusted, and I have my own. Oh, wait. Oh, is he subbing you? Because he's probably living with his mama, and you have your own place? I'm glad you did block him. He's a bum. And don't let him back in. A bum. Oh, my gosh. Giving money to a grown man. What's going on? I don't know, honey. It's demonic. It's demonic. I said, this is really just, this is newfound sin. Like, there's sin and then there's this. Like, I just don't know. Oh my gosh. Oh, you could do a Desperado of the Week segment. Oh, that would be fun. Okay, yes, yes. I love this. I love how Brooke gives us the 411. No, it's horrible. No, it does go against the Lord. This is just honey, we are in a very sick time because this is shameful. Oh gosh. Child. No, because it's just jealousy because he's a bum. Teach a seminar. But like, why? I have people asking me that all the time, but people aren't listening. Like, I just don't. Are the folks listening? We have the girls flying themselves out with their throat spray in their bag. Like, I'm confused. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're flying yourself out? This man's not taking you on date to first. He hasn't offered to pay a bill, nothing. You're flying yourself out with a huge bottle of throat spray. No, I am at my wit's end. I'm at my wit's end. It's giving end times. No, it really is. It really is. Brooke, please, we need separate videos so we can send it to our friends when they start acting up. Throat spray and no place to stay. Oh, I didn't watch that throat spray live. I don't get what that means. Okay, go. I need you to go and watch it. I need you to do me a favor and just go and watch it, please. It's a story about the woman on TikTok. I think she's like the same age as me, or maybe like a year or two younger. She met this guy via Instagram, right? She's in Philly, he's in Atlanta. He's in his like late 20s. Like, he's like 26, 27 to her like 32, right? Or 30, whatever. She has 3 kids, mind you. She offered to fly herself out instead of waiting for him to fly her out. She flew herself out. And during their conversation, like, she was very desperate, right? Like, listen, I'm nobody's prude. I'm all for, but not with somebody that you're just meeting. Not for somebody who's not taking you out on a date. You're flying yourself out as a woman. Just embarrassing, right? So she books her flight, books her hotel, and she's like, okay, like, I want to see you where you at. Mind you, he's with another woman, and he didn't want her. That's the long and the short of it. He did not want her. She could not take rejection. And we need to talk about that. We have a lot of women who cannot take rejection. They crash out when a man rejects them. And just if a man does not like you, that does not mean that you're a bad person or you're ugly or whatever. It just means you're not his type, and that's okay. But like, rejection in women, we need to talk about that. That's a different story for a different day. But she could not handle the rejection, so she tried to spray him and out him on TikTok. She did a whole 3-part story saying, oh, he's a bum, he's this and that, he's a big time scammer in Atlanta, all this money and whatever. So come to find out, he's with another woman that weekend, and he embarrassed her because he's like, okay, you want to play me? Well, I'm gonna let me show how you are moving. So pretty much he was turned off because, one, he was like, she's desperate. Like, she was too desperate to want to be around me. Like, that's a red flag. He showed the text messages where she's like, babe, like, I'm here in Atlanta, I just landed, like. And she has pictures of the throat spray that she bought because she was going to hit him with that, you get what I'm saying? Yes. So she was saying all this stuff that she wanted to do all this to him. She wanted to do all that to him. She was talking about eating his groceries. Yes. Very desperate as a woman. Like, a mess. So pretty much she looked like the loser that she is all over social media. And she ended up flying herself back home. And then I saw a few months ago that she flew herself out to another man and gave him, yeah, the special. Okay. Yes. Desperation is so self-deprecating. It is. Yeah, she had 3 kids. She left her kids for a man that she never even met before. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my gosh. Wait, okay, no, first of all, hold on. You have me screaming. And here I am thinking she had a sore throat or something. Bless your heart. Brooke, wait, one of my close friends paid for a hotel room for a man in New York City for a week and then paid for all his meals, paid for all the meals. He pretty much ghosted her. Of course he did. I hope your friend never does that again. I hope that she's learned her lesson that being a desperado does not pay. I really hope that your friend gets it through her brain to never do something like that. Men are not attracted to women who pay for them. They're not. They're not. Yes, he responded with, "Aren't you?" He's like, yes, he sure did. He said, "Are you sick?" And she was so embarrassed. Oh my gosh. Yes, don't forget, he told her he was spending time with his child, and she was still trying to see him regardless. Wouldn't take no for an answer. Yes, oh, she was thirsty. If she could have banged the door down, she would have. She would have. She would not take no for an answer. It's very embarrassing. Child, is too many stories of women spending money on men. I agree. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what is going on. Mm-mm. And then you saw there was one video. There was one. If you watched the Tamron Hall show, there was this one episode where Tamron Hall had people who've been scammed by like online lovers, and this 78-year-old woman really believed that some 20-year-old man who looked like Brad Pitt wanted her. It was I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. So she's on the Tamron Hall show, and Tamron Hall is trying not to laugh. She is pretty much like she's lost her house. She took out a second mortgage on you. You saw the episode too? You saw the episode too? You saw the episode. Oh my gosh. But no, but the woman, but she didn't play like she played herself. She played herself. Like some stuff is so stupid. Like, come on. The pictures look fake. A 20-year-old, 30-year-old, 40-year-old man is not looking for a 70 or 80-year-old woman. Like we have to talk real. We have to be honest. Like, what are we doing? She played herself. She played herself. And then for her to take out a mortgage on her home, and she gave him over $100,000 plus the, what are we talking about? Oh gosh, these women are delusional. That's actually sad. Loneliness should not make you stupid. Well, apparently it does. Apparently it is. It's gripping. It has people in a chokehold, and it's making people do things that they would never normally do. There's something going on. I can't even feel sorry for that. The child. Yes, most of these romance scams are playing themselves. It's very true. Yes, I've seen one of those stories before too. A woman in Scotland sold her flat for a man in Sri Lanka who was 30 years younger than her. A mess. I was so embarrassed for her. Those AI pictures. Child, listen, I just. One of your comments is so blunt, but you're reading my mind. And yes, uh-huh. And that's, it's like, can we just use our common sense here? Can we use our common sense here? You know who you are. You know who you are. Because I'm like, that's it. That's the blunt way to say it. And you told no lies. And you told not one lie. Mm. Yeah, you saw the comment. The comment was blunt, but it's the truth. It was the truth. Dating is not that hard if you have self-respect. I agree. We need to pray for our elders with the AI BS. I agree. I need to wake up right now. Always ask to FaceTime. Exactly. You said I came in at 7 thing. I missed the good part of the live. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh, you didn't miss anything. You're right on time. Please tell your grandma to be vigilant. Please tell your grandma, please let her know if it looks too good to be true, if it's, please tell your grandmother that a lot of this stuff is fake on AI. Mm, okay, exactly. Oh, FaceTime won't help. AI videos are a thing. Stop sending money to people you have never met. Well, you know what? That's the bottom line here. Women, if a man asks you for money, that's a red flag. That's your warning sign right there to that it's time to block. That's the red flag right there. So yes, you're right. They have fake FaceTime videos too now. So yes, if the man sends you money, if the man asks you for money, then you know that this is fake. It's a fraud. It's a scheme, and go on about your business. Mm, 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 mm. Oh gosh, I don't know, y'all. I'm just, every day I feel it's a new story. Yes, and that's another thing. I need for the girls to go outside. I think it's like, it's just, you're just too young for the apps. Like I've never, they have never, that has never settled in my spirit. Like I thought, go out. I promise you, put on a cute outfit, put some makeup on the face, a nice sexy outfit, go out to a restaurant, go out, be outside. You meet people outside. I promise you. I promise you. You don't need the apps. Like, get off of these apps. I'm telling y'all, please. Child. Mm-mm. I'm never, just, they have never settled right in my spirit. Yes, honey, dress and rest. Leave the house, honey. Get out the house. Touch grass. Go out. Sit at a bar by yourself. Get a drink. Get a meal. Enjoy yourself. Meet some people. Absolutely. I do it all the time. It really depends on the location. Yes, that's what I'm saying. But it's a lot of it's a lot of laziness too, though. The girls don't want to dress. The girls want to sit at home. They don't want to go outside. But I'm gonna tell you right now, though, if you go outside, you're gonna, child. Let me be quiet, honey, because I give advice and the girls don't want to hear it. So, honey, I am pleading, honey, wake up, wake up. Thank you. Listen, exactly. It's so true. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, that's absolutely. Jay, don't get me in trouble, Jay. Don't get me in trouble. I'm like, child, I just go outside and put on a good outfit. Show out with what God gave you. Be outside. Exactly. Okay. Child, don't get me in trouble, child. I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to. They say each one teach one. I'm trying to help. Now, if you don't apply the notes, that's on you. But don't ever say that I never told you anything. Okay? So yes, Jay. I said Jay, don't get me in trouble because Jay, don't, because if you say that, then they're going to talk about its respectability politics and why do I need to look like something when I go out the house? So I said, Jay, let me just stay away from that, child. You can't say anything nowadays without folks getting mad, but then they want to ask you for advice, but they don't want to hear or take your advice. So let me just be quiet. But Jay, we see each other. I'm giving you $1 million worth of game right now, just so you know. I'm giving you stuff that could change your life. You know, what time is the school open? It opens at 7 a.m. on the dot, honey. No lunch breaks because the folks need to listen. They need to absorb the information. No time for lunch. Child, don't get me in trouble. Don't get me in trouble. D 2.0, you know, I see your comment. Oh, listen, honey, we're not even gonna go there. We're not even gonna go there. Don't get me in trouble. I see your comments. We are right here, honey. You talk about, look nice when you leave the house and folks want to fight you. Let me. I ain't even messing with Brooke about this school. She's giving Umar, not you reading me. First of all, me and you go way back, honey. We've been Twitter mutuals for years, honey. Before I even have my YouTube channel, years. I've been talking about this school since 2018. Not you reading me. Not you reading me tonight. Said I'm Dr. Umar with this school. You said. Child, y'all have me screaming. Y'all see how y'all do me? You said I'm Dr. Umar. Listen, every time I want to open the school up, it's more foolishness. The girls don't want to listen. So who am I to want to give out this advice and nobody wants to listen? So, child, okay. You said Brooke giving Reverend whinings with the new building never built. Child. Listen, I try to help. But the girls don't want to listen to me, honey. How you don't want to listen to me, but you want me to build the school. But yes, no, I'm trying to help. Honey, I'm shaking the table, honey. I'm shaking it. We're gonna have the girls shook it. You know what? Here's the thing, though. You all want me to open up the school to tear it down when I do open it up. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh gosh. You said open a school, please. You know how folks do. Folks will beg you, do it, girl, do it. And then they'll be mad because I said something they don't want to hear. And then they'll be trying to say, shut the school down. Yes, honey, school closed in a week. You said, I'm not selling pipe dreams to little girls. Y'all have me screaming. You said opening day equals demolition day. They're reported to the city, do an online course. They could be kicked out. They don't even pay tuition. Exactly. No, not you. You about to get me in trouble today. Stop. Honey, they're going to be outside storming into the school, shutting it down. Jameer will be the security guard, honey. Jameer, get ready. Oh my goodness. Y'all have me in tears tonight. Please. Child, y'all better stop. You said grand opening, grand closing. Oh my gosh, y'all better stop it. You know that no one will graduate, Brooke. Child, listen, I'm gonna pray about the schools opening. So maybe the school will open in 2026. Oh my gosh, the school. Oh my gosh, child. You can advertise it on Funky Dineva's Live. Okay. Oh, you said February 30th. Don't do me, friend. I'll be good and ready with my notebook and pen, a degree in Brookeology, child. Listen, we're gonna pray about the school, honey. We're gonna pray about the school. Sounds like a reform school. Jameer will be outside screaming, "You're blocked." Child, fix it, Jesus. Honey, let me tell you something. Okay. Y'all are too much tonight. Listen, you said get the girls together day one in school and uniforms. Honey. Ooh, Lord, we have to. Well, let's pray about the school, honey. Let's pray about the school. Y'all said I'm Dr. Umar with the school. Maybe I'll be throwing rocks through the windows. Oh gosh. You said, and Jameer will have his metal detector to see if someone's a troll coming to hate. Lord have mercy. Child. Listen, y'all, all I can do is just pray for the girls because I don't know what's going on. A mess. Every day on TikTok, there's some story about some woman being a desperado. And I just don't understand it. I don't. We need to revive VH1 so you can host Charm School. Oh my gosh, that would be a dream, okay? He said all the windows just broken. Oh gosh. Oop, child. Now you listen, don't get me in trouble with your comment, Jay. Don't get me in trouble. Just do a women's empowerment brunch. Oof. I'll pray on that. I will pray on that. I'll pray on that because those women's empowerment brunches be something else. I always find myself saying one of your lines, "Oh, thank you. Is this who we are?" You said Patreon. Okay, but yeah, okay. Child, but okay, well, we'll see. You said jumped out, then jumped back in. Very much so. Very much so. Oh my gosh, y'all have me in tears. You Oh my Lord, y'all have me in tears tonight, please. You said, let me eat from this high vibrational plate, child. Oh, you said charging people for sandwiches and vouchers. Okay. Oh, goodness. Oh, thank you so much. Brooke's brunch would be good, and she won't tell us just believe in ourselves or give us a cold Chipotle bowl. Let me tell you something. When I went to Sip and Slay, I told you guys I went to Sip and Slay this summer. It's nothing but a glorified photo op. That's all it is. It's like bragging rights to say that you went. If you caught that live, it was a 4-hour live that I did reporting back on Sip and Slay. Like 2 hours was the OC recap, and then the other half was me giving you the full play-by-play of Sip and Slay. Honey, and they gave us a cold Chipotle bowl after we spent $400 for our ticket. Sierra was the keynote speaker, Sierra the singer. Baby, Sierra got on that stage and told us, believe in yourself. I already believe in myself. That's why I'm here today. A lot of these panels and empowerment conferences is nothing but a money grab, and I really hate to sound like that. But a lot of these are money grabs, honey. Money grabs. It's a photo op. It's bragging rights to say that you were there. But honey, they promised us we were going, if you were in VIP, that VIP was you were guaranteed to meet everybody. Like Shelly from Love Island was there. DeAndre Brown from TikTok. Aaliyah's was it Aaliyah's face? Big time YouTubers were there. Ami Coley, she was there. I'm missing several other people, but a lot of like big names in the industry, they were there. But Sierra was the keystone speaker. She was the keynote, not keystone, sorry. She was the keynote speaker, and Sierra played. And then on top of that, we didn't even take a picture with her. She just was on the stage, and then she said, okay, guys, let's all do like a selfie together, the whole entire room. For $400 American dollars, I was told that I'd be getting a one-on-one picture with Sierra. And we got cold food. The food wasn't even, and no Wi-Fi was in the venue either. No Wi-Fi. They couldn't be bothered to pay for the Wi-Fi. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of these panels are turning into money grabs, and they're giving you generic advice. I give you top of the line advice for free. Like, it's no shade. This is not even saying it in an arrogant way, but I feel like I give the folks like really like life advice that you can really apply, and it works for free. Child. Honey. Child, that's it. That was it. Honk the horn on them, Greg. I feel bad for those paying the VVIP. Yeah, it was $1,500 for the VVIP. And I almost did the VVIP thinking that I was going to really get something more, but I would have been called up Amex in a heartbeat had I paid for the VVIP for $1,500. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, that means a lot. Thank you. You said I knew something was up. You never mentioned much about it. Yes, go back and watch the live that I did when I had in August, when I did an in-depth review about it. Yeah, because it wasn't much to talk about. Oh, you have advice that can feed tons of families. Oh my gosh, thank you. Yes, yikes is right. Hey, Brooke, I want to know if you would recap Married to Medicine. Maybe. I won't say no, but I won't commit, because my heart is just not that into Married to Medicine. You know what I'm saying? My heart has to be in it, you know? If I do see an episode that I like, I'll do it. But if not, don't depend on me. Thank you. Well, I try. I really do. Believe in yourself is still setting me. Yeah, like a lot of these panels are just telling you believe in yourself, and like just keep going. Like just start. And yes, and I was saying that I think it's tough to have these. Yes, it's a cash grab. I agree. I think that, and I said this if you were all in that live, you remember how I said this. I said a lot of these, when it comes to like talking about success and, you know, how people started, a lot of folks are being disingenuous, right? You can't tell somebody, oh, just work hard, just keep trying in a vacuum. Somebody's circumstances might be different from yours. Somebody who came from a family who can help them financially, somebody who came from means, their situation is different from somebody who doesn't have that, right? So I feel like that's another reason why these panels are a waste, in my opinion. And like, if I were ever invited on a panel, I'm very open about my upbringing, how I've had advantages, right? Um, I don't make any qualms about that, right? Like, I don't lead with that, but if you ask, I will be honest with you, right? And it's unfair for me to say, oh, well, just start. Like, yes, that's true, but someone who does not have the same advantages is not going to have the same experience. So I just feel like it's hard to, I guess, give advice when your path is so uniquely carved out for you, right? Like, what worked for you is not going to work for somebody else. So it's another reason why I feel like you can't really give somebody the blueprint to success, if that makes sense, you know? Yes, it's people who worked hard all their life and still die with nothing. It's very true. It's very true. Yes, it's very true. We need less mentor talk. We need sponsors. People need to start connecting folks and putting their names in rooms where they aren't physically present. Let's get some action. It's very true. Oh, you're very sweet. You're the big sister I never had. I really love your advice. Thank you so much. You know, it's just, yeah, your adventure is your own. It's giving Sonia Morgan at that Pride March in season 4 when she was like, love, go girl, give us nothing. Yeah. It's true. No, it's very true. It's very true. And I had a subscriber a few years ago like ask me very like, well, I don't understand. Like, you do this full time, and mind you, I only have like 15,000 subscribers. And I said, but yes, but my family situation is different. Like, I can't, I wouldn't advise anybody to do this if they don't have like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I just think that there's a lot that goes into somebody's success or where they got to where they got to. So they can't really give you a blueprint because their path was for them, you know. But I just, yeah, I think that I'm just a big believer in giving people the best experience possible. They didn't respect our time. It was supposed to start at um at 10 a.m. on the dot, and we didn't walk in through those doors until 10 a.m. That's unacceptable. Had this been a majority Caucasian audience, they would have been on time. And I feel like our people need to be more respectful. You know, people spent good money, and you have us waiting on 12th Avenue where there's a line wrapped around a mile long. And if its doors open at 10, the doors are supposed to be open at 10. They should be open at 9:59. But it's just like, it's terrible. Yes, everybody cannot afford to take the same risk. That's what no, it's very true. It's very true. Yes. Oh, it's very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. So, you know, when it comes to those panels, y'all, don't be so quick to want to go to them. A lot of them are cash grabs. It's a photo op. It's a photo op to get some Instagram likes and maybe a few followers. So very disrespectful. I was irate. I said, this is you don't do this to people. You don't do this. You don't do this. So if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. Very true. That's a disappointment. Yeah. So like if, for next year, I don't know. I don't know about attending next year. I just don't know. I don't know. I can see them try. I won't be surprised. I can see the play now. I can see them because a lot of people felt the same way. If you go on TikTok and type in Sip and Slay 2025, a lot of people had the same thoughts that I did. But I could see them trying to get book Olandria from Love Island as their keynote in order for them to get the people to come back. I can see them booking her because I'm like obsessed, right? But I don't know. I just feel like if you're going to have these panels, if you promise that everybody in VIP gets to meet them, then keep your word. Why is the food cold? Why are the bathroom lines too long? Why is there no Wi-Fi? Why are we an hour and 15 minutes late? Why is the advice generic? Why is nobody trying to really like help? It's very sad. Yes, I saw the TikTok. I said, it was giving just vibes. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we're 2 hours and 46 minutes into this live, but no, I'm happy that you're here. It's a pleasure to see you. I'm happy that you're here. Thank you for joining. Yeah, we're just talking about all the nonsense going on right now. Did you already talk about the Danish pastry? I've spoken about it in other lives, but if you want to talk about the Danish deception, let's talk about it quickly. First things first, I don't even know where to begin with that story. I think that it is, to say that it's shameful is like an understatement. The fact that this woman was so not even, this is past gullible or being naive. She had her family giving this man money. Her parents were giving this man money. Her little sister was giving him money. This is crazy. The fact that she said that she was, worried about him thinking that she was a gold digger. Girl, are you an idiot? He got so much money out of her. And the saddest part about it, I think, is the fact that despite him swindling her out of over 200 grand, she would have still stayed with him. I think that's the saddest thing about it, is that he broke up with her. She was willing to still stay with this man. And when you go back and watch all the parts of this stupid story, it's clear that she still wants him back. She still wants him back. I don't think that people realize how dangerous being desperate is. I think that people laugh when it's said, but I don't think that women especially understand how dangerous it is to be desperate for men. Her mind was gone, and it still sounds like it's gone today, and that she sounds like she's still hurt that he left her. Then she was smiling when he was blowing her up. Exactly. Yes, low self-esteem was the moral of the story. Yup. He told her family that he was a prince and he was waiting on some money, and he needed the money until it came in, and they said, "Oh no, it's okay, and they gave. Her friends got roped into it. One of her friends gave him money. A mess. Yes, desperation is the root of all destruction. Absolutely. Did you post the live about Wendy's court hearing yet? I was looking for it. I was really interested to hear your thoughts. I posted on the community tab. I haven't really said anything. I mean, there's not much to say. I don't know if you guys know, but shout out to my friend over here on YouTube, We Go Podcast. What else is going on? Taria Faizan. She went down to the courthouse yesterday morning, and she reported back that the case is the next court hearing is December 19th, so 16 days away, and they are now they're now going to be tried as co-defendants now. They'll be tried together and not separately. So I guess this is some sort of new strategy to maybe lessen the blow. I don't know. I listen, I'm confused. I don't know why they want to be tried separately in the first place, but I don't know. Child, they're going to get a continuance for the holidays foolishness. Yes, honey, Taria has her boots on the ground. Yes, boots on the ground journalism. I am here for it. But yeah, y'all, I don't know what to think. Every time somebody mentions this whole ordeal to me, the first thing out of my mouth is why? Why? What possessed them to do this? What made them think they would get away with this? They have 3 young children, a beautiful family. Why would they jeopardize their freedom, their children's lives? Like, I'm still, I need answers. And the fact that this is now going to drag out throughout the entire holiday season, and now going into the new year with it still hanging over them, it's horrible. I feel bad because I have always thought that her family was a beautiful family. Those kids are adorable. 3 beautiful Black children with their lives now all turned around. It's sad. This is a very sad situation. A part of me feels like the stalling is going to bite them in the behind. They need to just get this over with. It's sad. Those are my thoughts too. Those are my exact thoughts as well. I think that the sooner the better, in my opinion. If I have any lawyers in the chat, somebody feel free to let me know your thoughts about this. But yeah, I feel like the constant stalling and if I feel like if I were in this situation, I want to get it over with immediately, as soon as possible. But that's just me. That picture of their backs in court was so sad. Exactly. Thinking of how this ruined the holidays and so on. The mom added pressure too, in my opinion. I agree. I wish Wendy would just lived in her truth. She's doing so well this season. I agree. You said, as a broke PhD student, I truly can't imagine destroying my reputation the way Wendy and Eddie have with this horrible scheme. You know, I don't like when folks use that B word regarding themselves. Words are powerful. Just say, as a PhD student. Don't claim that. Don't claim that, honey. You are rich, okay? You are doing well. Words are powerful. I didn't even want to read it. I should have just read over that and said PhD student. Okay? You are a fabulous PhD student, okay? You are moneyed, you are well off. Don't claim that B word. Don't claim it. But yes, I'm confused as to how they could yes, please don't. Please, no, words are powerful. Don't even write that down. Don't even write that down. Yes, never speak poverty over yourself. Never. Yeah, and congratulations on your PhD. That's phenomenal. But yeah, don't put that. Don't say that. You said upper poor will forever be iconic. Oh my gosh, when James said that, I could not stop laughing. Yes, if you're new here, Brooke does not do negative self-talk. Yeah, no, it's true. Don't do it. Don't call yourself unattractive or whatever. Don't say that. Don't refer to yourself as that. The other word, don't. You said upper poor is living rent free in my mind. James broke the internet with that, honey. Okay. You said, I understand parasocial relationships, but this whole case hurt my feelings as if Wendy was if Wendy was family. No, you know what it is? I think that it's because despite it all, Wendy and her family are such a cute family, right? And there's not that, we don't see that much, we don't see that a lot on TV, especially not on reality television. And I think it's the shock of it all because Wendy has always been so proud of her education. Nobody could have ever told me that Wendy and Eddie would ever cook this up. So you said you've used upper pour 3 times in conversation already. Listen, y'all, I hope that they're able to get the least amount. My mind still can't, I still can't wrap my head around this. I really can't. I feel bad because it's like now Christmas is all, it's going to be a sad, emotional Christmas. I think it's the shock factor. Yes, it is because it's still very shocking. Even over the Thanksgiving, during the Thanksgiving holiday, I had family and like saying, "Oh my gosh, Brooke, I was watching your lives and you're handling this whole thing like so well, and I can't believe this. Like, like, what do you think is going to happen?" Like, everybody that you talk to about this, everybody's like, "I would have never thought in a million years that her and Eddie would be caught up in this." Like, everybody that you talk to says, "I would have never thought that they would ever be caught up in that." Yes, it's a waste of education. For what? Exactly. Yes, the little girl. Oh my gosh, their daughter Cameron. She's so adorable. So adorable. Those kids didn't deserve that. I agree. And one parent is hard enough, but both is brutal. The court should have at least waited till after the holidays. Yeah, because now it's like this is going to put a damper on Christmas. Their Thanksgiving had to be they were on edge during Thanksgiving. If I'm being honest, I feel like they'll post a picture of a lot of presents. I don't think they would do that. I mean, I don't know if they would. I don't think that's the wisest decision, but you might be right. We never thought they would do this, so you might be right. She posted a cute Thanksgiving picture. Seems like the holidays are normal for them. I don't know. Well, remember, it's saving face. She wants to show that they're hanging in there. They're not defeated yet. They're not defeated, So I don't know. Oh, Brooke Kempar did a live on Instagram and talked about it. The judge seems nicer than Karen's judge. Oh, okay. Well, maybe there's hope. Maybe there's hope. You listen, they need all of the good breaks they can get because of their kids. They need to hope that the judge is lenient. They really do. These are some serious charges. They really have to hope and pray that they get all the good breaks that they can. You said what the Ocephals are charged with is considered hard fraud. First-time offenders are more likely to receive probation or reduced sentences. Okay. Plea agreements may make probation recommendations. Okay. All right. Listen, yes, you said there is hope. There is hope. Is it federal, though? That I don't know. I think that, child. Y'all, this situation is still crazy. Probation, but a large restitution. And I mean, listen, if it's a light, if it's a slap on the wrist, Wendy, you better come back on for seasons 11, 12, and 13 and tell us the whole truth. Milk this, honey. Milk it. This is the time to make so much money and pay off the restitution. But here's the thing, though. Are they going to be able to get homeowners insurance again? Like, now there's all that mess. So their reputations are now damaged. And can you book it? So they're going to be really dependent on the Bravo check now. But what I do know is whatever happens, when the dust settles, make as much money as you can while the story is still hot and fresh, because I promise you there's another scandal brewing with another housewife, I'm sure, down the road. So get all the coins that you can make while the folks still care and are interested. The day that news dropped is a top 5 Bravoverse moment on the internet. The world froze. It was. I was on live all day. I was on live from 11 a.m. until 8:30 p.m. That's how major the story was. Yeah, Karen's rollout is ruined. Like low key, nobody even cares about Karen's story anymore. Karen can't even really demand top dollar. It's like, okay, girl, it's all about Wendy right now. So I'm like, Wendy, strike while the iron is hot. Tell the story. Tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, and make as much money as you can before the juice is all squeezed out. No, it's true. Karen's whole DUI case is a flop now. It's not hot news anymore. Wendy's whole thing is the newest thing now. So, where will she cash the check? Some banks don't give you a bank account if you have a history of fraud. Maybe she'll have she'll have to put it in her sister's name or something. They'll have to put it in her sister's account and do it that way. With over two, we had, yes, Jameer, we sure did. We had 2,800 people in the chat that morning. The chat was overflowing. Yeah, Wendy's story is it. Yeah, Karen's is run dry. Mia's is a non-factor. Yeah, we're not even talking about Mia's story. Mia needs to be happy that nobody, because Wendy's takes the cake. Wendy's story is it right now. Mia, literally, it came and went. We got a good chuckle out of it, and that's it. You said Cashapp or Chime. Oh, credit union. I haven't watched RHOP since Candace left, but this mess with Wendy and Eddie legit hurt my feelings. I know. Yeah, and it's so weird how this is happening. This is Wendy's best season. This is Wendy's best season. She is good with, she's giving us good reads, like you said. The fashion is good. The looks are on point. Stop it. The best season that she's had, hands down, and we have this going on at the same time. You said a rush card. Mia laughing in the Marriott bathroom. She's at the Residence Inn. We at least got upper poor mangy cat and robbing the Joneses out of Mia situation. Yeah, no, we did. We got some cute little one-liners. Not the rush car. Yeah, Wendy's basically second in charge of the girls this season. Oh yeah, she's in her veteran era for sure. This is Wendy's best season. It's disheartening that this stuff is going on. Yes. You said we are a shady chat. That's right. Speak those things as though they were. Absolutely. But yeah, I listen, y'all. I just I hope that they're able to get, I guess, the lightest. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what possessed them to do this in the first place. Like I cannot stop saying that. This was not worth it. They had so many chances to make money and pay off debts. and be set. She made excellent money on Potomac. Wendy was seeing high six figures. It's her 6th season. Miss Mamas was seeing at least 600 or 700. Easily 750. There was no reason for this. She's eating, so this couldn't come at a worse time. Brooke, did you see Robin? Oh, I did. That Robin did. Yup, she came for Alex, and Alex got her right back. I saw Alex's live where he ate Robin right on up. I saw that. And I said, come through, Alex, whack her again. Oh my gosh, yes, that SpongeBob read took me clean out. I was on the floor. I had to pause the chat and I was crying. That's how good that read was. I feel like it's something they've been doing long ago and kept doing it and got in over their heads. I hope not. Alex gave Robin the Kiana treatment, read her down. Oh yeah, he read her down. Why would she play with Alexander? She is no, exactly. Alexander Rogers whacked Robin on his channel and whacked her real good. She is no match yet. No, oh, Alex is hilarious, honey. Has me in stitches every time. Y'all, I'm checking my timer. We've been on here for 3 hours, 6 minutes. I'm like, damn, time flies when you're having fun. We have a good time on here. Yeah, Alex is not the 1 or the 2, honey. He is not the 1 or the 2. You said, why is the couch potato trying to go against Alex? I can't believe Robin tried him. That was a very foolish move on her end. Guys, I'm going to end the live right here, though. Because if I don't end it, we'll be on here till 10 or 11 p.m. We'll be on here for another 5 hours. But guys, I really hope that you enjoyed the recap and then this extra stuff that we did. We're going to end it right here. You said you forget to eat when these lives are on. I'm getting skinny. Oh, I know that's right. Same here. No, I need to make some dinner for myself, y'all. But guys, I'm going to end the live here. I hope y'all have a great rest of your night, and I will see you all later. Oh, yeah, Beverly Hills comes back on tomorrow, right? Okay, so maybe we'll talk about Beverly Hills, all right? But I'm going to end it here. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Love y'all down, and we will talk soon, okay? Bye, guys. Y'all are the best.